Hey everyone, welcome back to Indicted TV. I'm your host, Negra. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. Before we start, you already know I gotta give a shout out to my sponsors, Royalty Honey. Keep it hard, guys. Also for the best jewelry for his glory. And if you want to get tattooed, Untouchables Tattoos. And for the best, Fire, Cali Plug, and Fatimas Grill. On today's episode, we have Ruben. Welcome to Indicted TV, Ruben.
Thanks for having me.
I'm super excited to hear your story. So tell us, Ruben, tell us where you're from, where you grew up, mom, dad, brothers, the inside of your house growing up.
Okay. I was born in Mexico, Jalisco.
Okay.
I was 1 year old when my parents brought me to LA. We happened to land in South Central.
Okay.
We already had uncles living in that area.
What years were this? Just so that we could,
1971.
Okay.
So
And you were how old?
1 year old.
Okay. So you were born in 1970.
69.
I was 1969.
Yeah.
Okay.
About 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mom said I was about 11 months when they brought me over. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So by the time we get here, it's I have uncles already living in South Central. During that time, it was South Central wasn't fully populated with Mexicans yet.
Mm-hmm.
So my uncles were already growing up into the Chicano lifestyle. They already had lowriders, Harley Davidsons and stuff.
Cool.
I was growing up around them. I was by the time I was 5, I was learning the machista upbringing from them. But I was also raised by a stepdad, who I found out he was my stepdad when I was 17. But during that time, I didn't know he was my stepdad.
He's your dad.
I thought he was my real dad.
Mm-hmm.
He did raise me like his son.
Yeah.
But I had 10 brothers and sisters.
10.
10.
Ah.
He was my stepdad, but at the same time, he was also like my bully, like the one that he was alcoholic,
Okay.
abusive, and the violence and the verbal abuse kind of caused me to become an angry kid.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of caused me to get into a lot of fights in the street.
I like that you say that because a lot of times us parents don't, or not even just us parents, but just in general, we don't think like, hey, this is why this child is the way he is. This is how the parents spoke to him. This is what he saw at home. And it really does take a toll on a child. And it makes us be the people that we are, obviously, until we get to a certain age. And we're like, okay, that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
Things like that. Well, I'm going to take it back really quick. When you say machista, for the people that don't know what machista is, what would you say machista is?
So in our
For
culture,
you, Ali.
in the Mexican culture, the machista would be someone with a lot of pride, someone that will not back out of a fight, will not allow people to disrespect them because he will stand up for himself and he'll fight at all costs. Even if he gets his butt kicked, he's not going to back down. But also, I guess you could say womanizer, someone that disrespects women too because he's a womanizer. He doesn't treat them with respect or honor.
Vas a hacer lo que yo voy a hacer y lo vas a hacer ahorita.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And I grew up around that environment.
Yes.
But also, just the pride itself. It's attached to many other things, the pride.
Okay.
And like you said, not understanding the root cause of a lot of stuff, you don't even know why you behave a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up at a home like that, I didn't understand why I had a lot of anger inside me. And I did sense a lot of hate towards, the hate I had toward my dad, but I felt that it was also given back to me. The way I got treated by him, I felt him not loving me, so I experienced a lot of hate. So that hate made me hate a lot too inside me. So because I never experienced what love was from a father. So a lot of people don't understand that you become certain things because you don't understand that there's something inside that's missing.
Yes.
So then you give it back to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You have this anger, this rejection, and you're always rejecting people or you're mistreating people, but you don't realize that's something inside you that's missing.
And you're hurting yourself.
Oh, you're hurting.
by the choices that we make. You said you started getting in trouble at a young
So
age.
at a young age, I got into a lot of fights, and then we moved out of that area like about 7 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and then we moved to Huntington Park. And then when I got to that area, I went to Miles Elementary, Gates Junior High, and Huntington Park High. But
We're Mexicans now.
yeah, we're all the razas right there. And then when I grew up in that area, I stayed connected to a lot of my cousins and my uncles, but I got into sports. Like really, sports were like my outlet. They really helped me get into my own world, the sports, because we work out, you make friends like that, and people either you're good or you're bad. But if you're good,
Then everybody loves you.
Everybody likes you, yeah. So that was like me. I'm real competitive. So like at 10 years old, I started getting into karate, a little bit of karate, and I kind of didn't really want the karate because I felt like there was something missing. So I got into boxing. Like at 12 years old, I started boxing. I started going to Boyle Heights, East LA. The place is called Hollenbeck Youth Center. So I started boxing there. In 1984, one of our fighters there went to the 1984 Olympics. I won the gold medal. Paul Gonzalez, of course. Right now he's got a bad rap, but he ended up going to the Olympics. He won the gold medal. He came back. His trainer was my trainer, and Al Stanky, Memorial, they were my trainers. I started training. I started thinking, damn, you know what? Going to the Olympics would be a badass thing to do.
Yeah.
So I started sparring with Paul. I started sparring with a lot of guys at that age. I started getting really good. I started getting into the competition. By 15, I fought the Golden Gloves. By 16, I fought the Golden Gloves. I started getting really deep into boxing. I thought to myself, if I go to the Olympics, I could do like Paul, make money, take care of my family, take care of my mom. Main thing is everybody wants to buy their mom a house,
Yeah.
When you're up in the inner city and you're thinking about what your mom goes through, because my mom did have to go through a lot with 10 brothers and sisters and dealing with my step,
your
my alcoholic father, yeah. And he had a lot of issues. We didn't even know what his issues were yet until I got older. But during that time, of course, you just see him an alcoholic. You just see him struggling, lasting weeks drunk, and then con la cruda.
Are you the oldest?
I'm the second oldest.
Okay, so you and your oldest brother are from the same.
No, my mom, my oldest brother's from another guy. My mom in Mexico, some guy kidnapped her and raped her and held her hostage for 2 years until she escaped. My real dad had helped her escape to Mexico.
Oh, wow.
In Jalisco. He helped her escape.
So she's like also has a lot of trauma.
She has trauma, yeah. And of course, she grew up with a strong, overbearing father too, who's a machista from Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
So she had like 14 siblings herself.
Oh, wow. So it's like so much.
Yeah, a lot. So you don't know all this stuff until you start questioning your parents, asking them about a bunch of stuff about themselves. But when you're a kid, you don't want to ask all the questions, I had to grow up to finally start asking them questions. So, I see all this stuff going up. And one of my favorite uncles during that same time, like 11 years old, who was real close to me, ends up getting killed. I don't know yet at that time really the whole story. As I get older, I found out he was moving a lot of coke from Tijuana. And they set him up in South Central in a bar, and they shot him and killed him for 2 kilos of cocaine.
Wow.
So I find that out after, by then I'm 13 years old, so that really affected me. It really,
he was your favorite uncle.
My favorite uncle, and he's the one that threatened my dad if he ever hit me, to beat him up. so I had someone to back me up, right? So growing up like that, you're an angry little kid, and when I started boxing started really helping me. It became my outlet. It felt good. I don't know, when you're into a fight in the ring and you're hitting somebody, and you're going back and forth. It's like it's therapeutical. I know it kind of sounds crazy.
No. It makes sense.
Feels good. You'll go at it. Your buddies afterwards. No big deal. And then you go break a sweat. You work out afterward. You finish your boxing drills, and then you go home. Even if you got your butt kicked, you still feel good about it because you're always learning. You released it, and you're always like in your brain how to get better at the art of boxing. And I got really good at it. I started training for the Olympics in.
So you did train for the.
I started training for the 1988 Olympics, and I was getting close to it. I won the diamond belt in when I was 17 or 16, and then the next tournament was the blue and gold. Winner of that would have went to the box office for the 88 in Seoul, Korea. As I'm walking up to the ring to go find my opponent, who's waiting for me, the main guy that Johnny Flores, who hosts the boxing that tournament, stops me and says, "Hey, Ruben, you can't fight this tournament." I'm saying, "Why not?" He goes, "Because you're not a citizen." I'm like, huh?
No!
I said, "Johnny, how the hell am I not? By then I was already a permanent resident." I said, "But I fought these tournaments, and you let me fight representing the United States against the Mexican Olympic team last year. I fought against the Mexican Olympic team representing the United States." I go, "So I can't fight this tournament?" He goes, "Nope." So I got real pissed off, hurt. I took a few months off, and then I talked to my buddies that were sponsoring me. So they helped me go talk to INS, and I started working on my paperwork to get my citizenship.
Okay.
By then, I started saying, well, my next goal is go to 92 Olympics then. So I started getting ready for that. I started training, competing, and getting back up there. By 1990, I'm 20. Yeah, I started 1987, 88. I'm sparring with De La Hoya, St. Mosi. We start coming up together, and we start sparring a lot at his gym, our gym, just having some nice battles, and I'm getting good at it. I'm liking it a lot, but in the ring, it's like a war. You're not buddies. You're just you go in there and go beat each other up.
That's like your op.
You're sharpening your tools. You're sharpening your weapons. So 1991, close to the 1991 trials almost, I get sick. I break my thumb. and that kills my career to try to go to the Olympics.
Oh no.
So another letdown, disappointment. I'm kind of pissed off, but in my brain, my mind already had a game plan too. I said,
well, that was smart of you though, because I mean, what 20-year-old, all their head is just like, I'm gonna box and I'm gonna box, and I'm gonna box, and they never think about like,
the
hey,
longevity.
what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't work out? Well, that was really smart of you.
Yeah, I got to learn because I saw my buddies who became world champions or gold medals and champions, and what happened to them in their career. I got to study them and figure out I don't want to end up like that. And a lot of them did end up like, hurt, punch drunk, and you could see the difference. I'm like, I don't want to end up like that either. Let me make money and keep my brain intact and retire still sane, right? So that was my goal. But when I couldn't go to the Olympics, I said, I'm not going to go turn pro, because as a pro, you got to work harder. And then you have to deal with the management, the crooked people. And I thought, I'm not going to let nobody manage me and sponsor me, but I'm going to have to work harder, get up there. And what if I do get hurt? Who's going to pay my bills?
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? My next goal, my coach, one of them was Al Stank. He was a LAPD.
Okay.
So I always knew that after being a boxer, I was going to be a cop. I wanted to be a cop.
Oh, man.
And I thought to myself, I want to be a cop from LA because, first of all, I didn't like cops. I didn't like cops, but I also didn't like the gang lifestyle because I grew up around that, and a lot of my cousins got killed gang banging. My uncles went to prison for the same thing. I have cousins in prison right now for lifers. I have family in different neighborhoods who are either doing time or doped up right now, or I've had one of my aunts lost 3 sons to gang violence. 3 sons. 2 of them got killed at the same day, the same time, on the spot in Downey.
God.
They got ambushed and they got both of them killed. So I've seen a lot of that growing up. So it's like a anger / hatred towards the lifestyle because what it's caused our family and just people around me and my friends. So I said, I don't want to be a gangster, but I want to succeed in life, but I also want to do something positive. So I said, if I become a cop, I can mentor people too, because my coach did that. I was thinking was one of those guys that he would pick us up from wherever. Some of my buddies were from the projects on Aliso Pico. He'll pick them up from there, take us to go jogging, take us to the gym, train us, get us in shape, get us ready for our fights, take us to our fights. And he was un pinche güerote, white guy, didn't have anything to do with the inner city, but he cared about people like that. So it was a good thing, yeah. So to me, it kind of motivated me to say, you know what, I want to do the same thing because I grew up around here and I could relate to everybody here. So I want to be a cop, but at the same time I could help. At the same time I could make a difference somewhere or another. And that was my goal in my head, right? So I joined the department. I take the test. I passed my first test. I go to the next test is like an oral interview with 2 sergeants and some civilians. I passed that. Psych test, I passed it. Skated through the cracks on that one. No, I passed it good. I passed that one. No, I did good on that too. Physical, I was in shape because I just finished the Olympic training, so I was in good shape. About 11 months later, they called me and said, hey, guess what? My background investigator said, hey, I got some news for you. You start the academy in this month, November something, 1990. Whoa. So that was like a nice surprise. I was expecting, I was ready and happy and excited. So there I am in the academy. I went to the academy for 6 months, I think 7 months. I can't remember. But I kicked butt in the academy.
What do you do in the academy? Like, what is it like? What's the process like?
You go in there as a straight, you meet a lot of people in there that have different backgrounds. So you go in there, physical fitness training. They do human relations to try to deal with people. But of course, in theirs is a crash course. Everything's so fast because they want to get you through it. So then you do administrative stuff like report writing, the law. You have to learn the law. They're teaching the law there. They're also teaching you CPR, first aid stuff, tactics. All that stuff is cramped up in 7 months.
That's a little bit.
Yeah, not a lot. And they're cramping everything up. And then they give you this big old book of a bunch of rules and policies and all this crazy stuff.
And you got to learn it, huh?
You got to learn it. You got to pass the test or else you won't pass. And you're always on the edge. Like you're getting pushed over and fast because they want to get you through, but they also want to make sure that you're cut for it. I know a lot of people make it, and a lot of people are so dumb they shouldn't even make it, and that's reality. You have a lot of dummies out there, but of course that's life. We have dummies everywhere. But anyways, so we do. So then I get out of the academy, and because I ranked high in the academy, they let you pick the station you want to work. So I said, I want to go work South Central. That's because to me, I want to go where
and this is like early 90s.
Early 90s, 93.
Oh, man. Yeah. You're out of control.
So I'm like, and the riots had just happened 92. So the riots has it ended, and I was around during that time. But I used to work for a private eye company, and we used to do surveillance and protect these buildings that are getting try to get looted by people. So that was kind of exciting too, because you get to see like the craziness of everybody out there, wild.
What would you say was the craziest
And
you
during
saw,
that time,
like
or,
in
or as a
those
cop?
riot times? Like, no, I'll ask you about the cops.
A lot of stuff I saw during that time growing up is one of the funniest parts that I tell my wife, the Koreans on the roof with their machine guns, assault rifles, protecting their businesses. And that was funny because the cops let them do whatever they wanted to, because they were like, handle your stuff. We're not going to get involved. People were looting, so they were up there with the rifles ready.
Hey, they're down for that, huh?
Yeah. And they let them do it. They wouldn't stop them. And then one time when I was working for a PI company, during the same time during the riots, they hired us to protect the restaurants in Long Beach. Well, this big time restaurant, Italian restaurant, the owners they hired us, and they gave us all like MP5s, and they so protect our restaurant. And as we're guarding it, 2 cars loaded of guys are going to loot. They're going to break, and they saw with the weapons, they just like right out of here, took off, loaded.
Wow.
So yeah, you get to see a lot of that funny stuff during that time. But then they had the martial law. You can't be out after 10 o'clock. So they pull you over during that time, and you're not supposed to be. You should be at home because of that. So they'll pull you over, check you, see if you're ready to do something illegal. So, yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
That was a trip because they locked everybody down. 10 o'clock, you can't be out. That was like a crazy martial law, and then they had the Coast Guard guarding everything. So that was kind of something new.
Cool.
Something new.
Cool to watch, but it's like scary at the same time.
Not to me. It's just like I'm like, it's life. I know, but I'm one of those guys that, as long as it don't bother me, I'm fine. Don't come bother me, because I mean, I'm gonna protect myself too. But at the same time, like, stay away from me.
Yeah.
It's on the outside.
Yeah. So, which is great, right? That you're obviously. Did you become a cop?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So I become a cop. I go work South Central for at least 6 months. So my first rated call, working 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., is a drive-by shooting. I show up and
your first call.
My first call, my partner, he's like a 23, 24-year veteran. I'm a rookie, fresh out of the academy.
Let me find out you were one of them kind, like the rookies that thought they were too cool.
No. I was raza, so people didn't know I was Mexicano until they hear me, and they're like, oh, it's a raza. So the funny part, and the guys will trust me, the youngsters in the neighborhoods, when I pull them over or talk, they'll trust me too much. I'm like, I don't want to hear all that info. It's too much.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, too comfortable. I don't want to hear all that.
Well, you made them feel that way.
Yeah, but then I'm like, this is my partner. I'm not in charge. I don't want to hear all that info because I don't want to get involved in this.
Yeah. Okay.
So I get to the first radio call. It's 3 guys are dead. 1 shot in the head. Guy's gut out. Other guy's brain out. 3 morenos. There were 3 black guys. They were counting their dope and counting their money, weighing their dope. Somebody just drove up and killed them on the spot. Yeah, that was my first call.
Wow.
So then we have a set of perimeter. We said, call the team. That was my first radio call. So, I mean, it became...
Did you feel nervous at all?
No.
Okay.
I guess because I was used to violence around me, because I saw it so much growing up that it was like normal to me.
Okay.
And I guess however I was inside me wasn't like I was raised...
Like it was
hard,
like you were
tough.
meant for that
normal,
life.
Yeah. So then after I did like 5-6 months, I get a phone call from this unit. It's have you heard of the show 21 Jump Street? Mm-hmm. So I get a phone call from that unit. It's called Undercover High School Narcotics Team. It's 21 Jump Street basically. They say, hey, we wanna offer you this position to come back to high school as an 11th grader, to undercover.
What?
Like a cop, like undercover narcotics cop, but you're gonna buy dope. You're gonna infiltrate, find out who's selling dope, who's selling guns, all this stuff.
Oh shit!
I said, I could try this.
Oh my goodness, this is like extreme.
Yeah, I was like, dang, I'll try it out. And the only reason I tried it out because of experience, and because one of my old bosses, when I worked for a PI, he was a LAP retired. He told me, hey, Ruben, if they offer you that job, take it. It's good experience. I go, I'll try it out.
And it was good pay too?
It was the same. I'm still a cop. I'm going to get paid as a cop still. Yeah, regular cop pay. But now you become a little travieso. You go back to high school like an 11th grader.
Wait, what did you wear?
Baggy jeans, like a Pendleton, or sometimes just regular shirt.
Because were you like the cholo style one?
No, like a rebel kind of. I look like a rebel.
You do have like the little hair.
Yeah. Stick it back.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so look a little rebel. So I wouldn't look too placoso, but it's
yeah, no, because they probably didn't want to put you with the cholos, because then you probably would have got jumped or something.
No. Well, I didn't want to be choloed out because they might want to jump me in. Because we did have an undercover cop that went to Manual Arts. He got jumped into 18th Street.
You're kidding.
Yeah, he did. He got jumped into 18th Street. But he started buying dope. he was undercover cop, and they didn't know he was an undercover cop, but he was mingling and fitting in, and the dude's like, hey man, you're a cool dude, man. You don't want to join the clique? And they go, he's like, hell yeah.
Hey, those fools were kind of whack, huh? You just can't let some fool in
they
just like
jumped him
that.
in. He was hot.
Damn.
So they trusted him too much. So he started selling
Right away. That's not cool.
They call him,
that's not cool.
Yeah, right?
What the heck?
Hey, they messed up. That was it. They dropped the ball on that one.
Wow.
So-
okay, so you're a rebel in high school.
I'm a rebel.
But you're a cop.
But yeah, I'm undercover.
And you're 11th grader.
So before I get into school, they have to train me to talk the talk, walk the walk, and they send me to buy dope in Hollywood, like on the strip. They're not gonna make me arrest them. They're just gonna walk up to somebody, give me 20. You know, they want you to learn the slang, everything, because you don't want to act or feel like a cop at all. So you got to be like just a
Yeah,
vago.
and you know what's so crazy? Because cops are kind of like, bro, you could always tell.
You could always tell,
You
right?
could always tell when it's a cop. But like, bro,
Yeah.
even at home, like, bro, you're in family. Like, you don't need to be a cop anymore, bro.
Yeah. Relax.
No offense, guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of cop watchers.
Right. So then, and here I am now. I'm in Venice Beach, buying dope with my little earring and my little backpack.
Hey, did you have the hoop?
Just one hoop. One hoop. Looking all cool. So
Yeah.
I'm buying the dope and over there in Venice Beach. And my bosses who are detectives over us, they're assigned to us. They're a case though, because what happens is they're just watching us, making sure we're learning the slang and buying dope. So to see if we're good cut for it, because some undercover cops can't buy dope for nothing, because people could tell right away, oh, that's a cop, we're not gonna sell them nothing, and they'll hit you up, you're a narc, you know.
Yeah, they always say those.
They always say. So then after I'm buying a few on Venice Beach, they don't arrest nobody. I just buy the dope, take it to my boss, and that's it. They probably book it, get rid of it. Who knows? So
This was what he smoked it off.
I probably smoked it on the low. So then there I am. They say, okay, Ruben, go back. You're going to get assigned to this high school. It's Verdugo Hills. So I get a new driver's license, legit from the DMV.
Hey, Verdugo's Hills was cracking in those years.
It was cracking, yeah. It was because you were getting people bused from everywhere, South Central, everybody. So you had so many different people from different cities going to Verdugo Hills at that time. So I have to get into high school, and my fake dad is one of the detectives. So he checks me into school. I got this ID with my first name, but I have a different last name.
Oh, so you could turn around when they call your name.
Yeah, because if I call myself Jose or something, and
that's not your name,
I'm not going to turn. But if I say my name's Ruben, I'm always going to respond to my name, because that's going to click. If I don't, and they're like, hey, this guy's something up
and
with
you
this
probably
guy.
look young and everything.
I look young.
Oh, you were.
And they named me Miklo. Everybody started calling me Miklo in school. Hey, Miklo. That was my nickname. Yeah, so that was kind of funny. Right away, I get a nickname by the youngsters, and I'm in 11th grade. But they said you could mess around, but you can't get kicked out of school, because your job is to stay there and buy dope.
Wait, did the school know?
No, nobody knows. The principal knows there's somebody in there, but they don't know who it is, because what if they're dirty and they're doing stuff too? They set me up and get me killed or something. So
dang.
they can't know who it is.
I hate. Do you think
They still do it.
Still
happen, yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, you fools better be on your toes.
Keep your eyes open. And by the way, that rule, if they ask you, you're a cop, you don't have to tell them. You could lie to them. Hell no, I'm not a cop. Are you a cop? Because they BS. People think, oh, if I ask you, you got to tell me.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. That's a urban legend.
Wow.
That's a myth.
That's a myth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the kids will be like, are you a cop? I go, no, are you a cop? I'll start searching out. Better not be a cop. I'm playing the part, but I am a cop. They don't even know.
Wow. I'm still amazed at the fact that the principal doesn't know.
Not who it is. It's risky for the undercover, because they've had scenarios where a female undercover got raped in school one time. That happened years ago when I was working during that time.
Oh, wow.
So things can happen. People sometimes you got to get high too sometimes as an undercover cop.
Wait,
but they call it simulation.
Wait, did you ever get high as an undercover cop?
No, because I knew how to try.
Lie, Ruben.
No, I'm being honest. If I had to, I would have. Heck yeah, I would have did it. I would like, give me that joint. Shoot.
You would take advantage of this.
But one day I was ditching, because I was ditching with like 5 kids. We're gonna go to a ditching party, and there's me undercover cop, and I have an LTD. So you know the LTD, they were long boats. I had one of those for undercover. I had a Mustang too, but that LTD was my first car I had for undercover. So I packed it in with a bunch of traviesos, and they start rolling up a primo. You know what primo is?
If we know, I smoke a gang of them, yes.
So all these guys start passing me in the car. I'm driving. I go, oh hell no, I can't smoke that. I'm on probation. I had a BS them.
You're down for that?
Yeah. Yes. So, and then they want to go rob a liquor store.
Oh no!
And I go, hell no, we're not gonna rob no liquor store. You guys done local. So I go, how about if I take you to another high school? And I got a friend over there. You guys should introduce you to friends. I had to make it up. But I did have other
Dang, you should have
undercover.
pulled out the money. Like, oh, no, don't worry, I'll buy
I had
it.
other undercover cop people working in other schools, so I'm like,
Wait, let me ask you.
ask
What about the girls?
some of them work undercover cops too.
No, I'm saying like, how?
Oh, they hit on you?
Yeah.
You can't mess with them. You gotta stay away
Obviously,
from
but like,
But
did
if
you
they
guys
like
exchange
you-
numbers?
Oh,
Or like, you
some
have
will-
to know?
Some will flirt with you. Some will hit you up. I'd be like, I play the part. I have a girl or something, but you have to play the part. Some of them, one of them, I would go ditching with the guys, and then she'd be at the parties too, and the guys want to get drunk or high, and she's like, Ruben can't do it, and I don't know why. She would just back me up. I'm like, cool, thanks.
Well, what if she knew that you were in an undercover because she was one too,
No, she wasn't.
and you didn't know?
I mean, I don't know, but she got me out of getting high like twice at a Disney
She know.
party.
I think she was a low key watching you
She probably was, huh? They sent her. They sent her.
to see. Hey, you never
Could've
know.
been, never know. So I mean, so you know you're out mingling. So then I started buying dope right away. I introduced one of the kids. I said, hey, you got any weed? And like, yeah, I got some. So I bought like my first like a $50 worth of weed back then. Then
That's a lot.
Then later on, I'm in school and this black kid has a backpack full of weed. And I said, "You're gonna sell the whole bag? Cause I'll buy it." Cause my thing is, I'm telling you, I'm
You want to
buying
get the
it.
bigger ones.
Yeah, I'm buying it. And I'm selling it in my neighborhood for my friends. I'm just I just doubled it, making my money. I was just telling them. So
That's what you're saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to give it to me cheap because I'm gonna go home and double it or triple it, whatever. So I even cut it. You know the slang. So I'm buying all kinds of stuff, weed, coke. So one day, when I'm introduced to a kid from South Central, he goes, "Hey, Miklo, I got some PCP."
Oh, dang.
said-
That's rough. That's like more.
Yes, I'll buy it from you. I don't care how much. I said, because I got some friends that use it anyways. I don't care. I'll sell it.
Yeah, you'll
I'm
sell everything.
I'm the seller. I'll sell everything. He goes, I don't know. When I get home, I'll give you a pagers
Mm-hmm.
were in existence back in the days. I don't know if you know what pager.
I had a
is, but-
pager.
You had a pager? Yeah. See, I had my pager during that time. So I said, well, page me when you know how much you have, and then I could be the money tomorrow. So now I'm home. It's like 9 p.m. I get a page from this guy. So I go to a payphone. I call him up and I say, how much you have? He goes, I have $80 worth of PCP. I go, I'll bring the money tomorrow. So I was on the phone. I get another page from somebody from work. So I called them on the same payphone. And I grew up in HP, so I know the area pretty good. I'm on Florence and like State. So to me, that area, was pretty safe. So I'm on the phone, but I already have I still have regular like street clothes. But by this, I'm carrying my badge, in my wallet with my badge, my police ID, and my wallet, and my gun. So I have my 9mm in my rear waistband. So I'm on the phone talking, and then as soon as I get two guys walk up on me, and one puts a gun to my stomach. So now I'm stuck in a jam. I got a guy in front of me with a gun to my stomach, and then the guy to my left corner me in. They're trying to rob me, not due to the narcotics action. It was just random. They were driving down the street. They saw a potential victim. And they go, let's hit this dude. So the driver drops him off on the corner, and they walk up on me and catch me off guard and put a gun to my stomach. The other guy started to go through my pocket. So in my head, I'm saying, well, I gotta shake this dude off, or else I'm gonna get myself in a big jam right here.
Yes.
I don't want to find my badge or my cop ID or my gun. So I started saying, well, you guys want my money? Here, handle it. Take it. And they go, no, give me your wallet. I'm gonna kill you. I said, I don't have a wallet. And the more he kept jabbing with his gun, I'm thinking, this guy's just being a knucklehead. He don't care. I go, take my car. By this
So
time,
he didn't feel your gun?
no, because I was against the wall. I went.
Oh, okay, you had it
against the
behind.
wall, and I had it back here. And this guy was here going through these pockets and trying to get to these pockets. So every time he goes through my rear waist, I'll move his hand. I said, no tengo cartera. I said, I don't have one. Just take my money. I go, I already give you the car. If you want the car, take it. It was a Mustang, for my undercover '69 Mustang. I didn't care. Just don't find my gun or my wallet.
Yeah.
It was gonna be cracking. So this guy kept jabbing with his gun and saying, Angel, give me. I'm gonna kill you. I said, well, I don't have one. What do you? I mean, I don't have one here. Take everything. So at this point, I'm already thinking I gotta get out of this one. So I backhand this guy in the face, and I grab the guy's gun, and we start fighting for the gun.
That's so
We
dangerous.
fall to the ground. I have the barrel. We fall to the ground. I'm on my back, sideways, and I got the barrel pointed towards him. And at this point, survival kicks. I'm hoping he shoots himself. And this guy starts kicking me, so I block kicks this way. I'm just reacting to everything. It's super fast. Well, this guy able to pull the gun away and stand over me, and the barrel is so close to me. I can see the bullet inside the barrel. It's slow motion. I'm blocking kicks. I grab this guy's kick. I throw him over me. As I get up to get my weapon, he fires and shoots me in the right leg. I turn. He hits my left leg. By this time, I'm already cussing. I'm chasing him. I'm shooting him. Boom, boom. Everything slowed down. I can see the bullets coming at me. I can see my bullets coming out, the flash out of a gun, super slow. And I hit the guy a few times. and my casino go, but at this time I'm just thinking, fucking I'm gonna kill you. Sorry about the language.
No, you're good.
But that's
I'm
what
doing my
happened
best
during
not
that time.
to curse.
Well, because I'm trying to be Mr. Christian right now, but during that time, that's how I was thinking.
He's so bad.
During that time, that's what happened during that time. My frame of mind happened, like that's what's happening during that moment. So that's what's going on in that moment. I'm just mad. I'm cussing and I'm saying, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So they turn the corner. After I knew I hit him, they turn the corner. I run back to the phone and I call 911. Craziness, my barrel gun still pulled back, the gun smoking. I'm thinking they're gonna come back. But I'm not thinking about my bullet wounds. I'm thinking more like
They hit both
legs, different bullets. But I thank God for these bullet wounds, because if you want to get shot, the best way to get shot is through and through, no femur, no bone. Of course, nobody could pick the where you're gonna get shot. But I got shot in the right spots.
Oh wow!
And to me, that was like a miracle from God. Afterwards, I realized that. Well, because the bullets hit muscle, through and through, no femur, no veins, no bone, none of that. On both legs, different bullets. And I was able to chase the guy and run. And I got on the phone, I called 911, they show up. There's like an outage during that time too. Just like boom, the lights turn off, everything's outage. And they couldn't find me. They went across the street, the paramedics and the cops. I'm over here waving my gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they finally come over and they sit me down, and I'm like wired on adrenaline. So in my head, I'm just like wired, like extreme wired, like F these guys, let's go. I know I hit them, I know we're at, they went that way. Little did I know
At this point, you're not even a cop in your head.
Huh?
At this point, you're not even a cop in your head anymore.
I want the payback, yeah. So little did I know that they got caught at Martin Luther King. They went to the hospital to get treated, and they got arrested there. So they stripped me down, looked for exit wounds on my legs, and then they shoot me up with morphine, because in the beginning I didn't feel no pain. I'm just still wired up. As it wore out, the adrenaline wears out. Boom, the pain kicks in. And I'm like, whoa. And then I go, hey, give me something. I can feel this thing coming on strong. So they hit me with morphine, and they throw me in the ambulance, and they take me to the hospital, and General Hospital. So I get treated there. My deputy chief calls me. People start calling me, hey, what happened? How's it going? How you doing? But one thing about getting shot, and I know that whoever's watching, everybody, cop, gangsters, when you get shot, it messes with your head. It does change you big time. If you get broken in or tested, a shooting is going to change you in a lot of ways. Even if you don't get shot, you shoot somebody, it does change in different ways. It's a trauma, but you could accept it and process it different than anybody else. To me, that trauma made me more angry, more mad at myself, because I blame myself for allowing it to happen, thinking I could have been more on my guard, more ready. How did I let this happen to me? So I was like questioning myself more than ever, and I was like the worst critic of why I let it happen.
Yeah, like you couldn't prevent that.
No, but in my head, I said, oh, well, I shouldn't have been drinking that night, because I've been drinking with my friends that night.
Your friends from school?
No, my high school buddies. My
That's what I'm saying. Your
my regular friends I grew up with.
Oh, your actual
friends I grew up with. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I went to the payphone because I was at their place, and I decided not to use their home phone to call this kid, and I ended up going to payphone. Mm-hmm. So I had all these things going through my head, but you know how we're raised, the machista, you suppress and you just bottle everything up, and you tough it out, and you just go through it and survive it and overcome it and deal with it, and just like hide it under the rug like nothing ever happened, and just deal with life. And that's what you do. That's what you're taught to do, because nobody ever taught us growing up that there's a way to process things, or the way to communicate and bring it out so you could be more emotional, psychologically, you could be healthier. So that's not going to be a trigger. But we're not taught that stuff, and we will grow up in a community, in a culture that doesn't do that at all.
Yeah.
From day one when you're born to whatever age until you're the alcoholic, you're self-medicating on dope, on anything. That's what you're doing to yourself, but you don't realize it's all rooted in childhood stuff too.
Yeah.
So because nobody's taught you that, the culture that we live in that's jacked up.
Yeah.
And then when you want to talk about it, tell somebody, they're gonna be the one that's talking crazy about you. But when they also need help, but they're scared to speak up because they're also afraid.
Yeah.
Because there been the stigma has been so strong and ingrained in us that don't talk about don't be a chavala, don't be that's being a human being.
Yeah.
But they don't want to bring it up.
I think that's kind of changing just a little bit.
A little bit. It's getting better, but not as good. It could get better.
Be. Yeah, right.
It's got to get pushed out more. But the men that have been through stuff, that have been wars in their life and have overcome stuff, when they speak up, it does make a difference. When you
Yeah.
speak up, now you can say, you know what,
And
bro?
we're the ones that having babies and teaching our
Yeah.
kids and things like that.
You do that because before that, what were you doing? Doing everything negative.
Yeah.
Beating people up, or letting out your anger the wrong way. You don't know how to control your anger. You do this, you do that. You break a relationship because you're a big dummy. You're full of junk.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So I dealt with that the wrong way. And then the department itself dealt with my situation the wrong way too. Because when I went back to, I didn't go back to work right away. They sent me to physical therapy. But keep in mind, I had been buying dope in school, and my bosses up here get credit for that. I don't. Because the arrest, they get the credit for the arrest. They get the promotions. And during that time, I didn't understand that yet. But they're putting a little bit of pressure to get back to work. Hey, Ruben, how you doing? When you go back to work? I'm thinking in my head, eventually. I didn't really want to go back to right away because I still have fresh bullet wounds. I'm still on crutches. I still have gauze. So the
Like, bro, I'm freaking not all right.
the blood is still leaking out of the gauze. So I'm like, it's only been a month, and I'm still not even really walking good. But up here, I was going through my own torment because I'm a man. I'm like this. I hope they don't think I'm milking it. I'm start thinking, and I'm a rookie because I'm on probation still as a cop, and I'm thinking all this stuff. Well, maybe like 2 weeks after, I started feeling depression myself. It's me. It's like pride or something else tormenting me. I think I need to go back to work. So guess what? Here I go like a big dummy. I go, all right, ready to go back to school. So they sent me back to school in crutches.
And then you're cool because you
I'm
got shot.
cool kid. Now when I show back to school, the kids are, hey, Miklo, what happened to you? Where you been? I BS'd him. Of course, I told him I was in the project with my buddies buying some weed, and some dudes tried to rob me and shot me and blah, blah, blah. And then that just opened the door for everybody to want to sell me dope. Mm-hmm. And I started buying dope left and right. Everybody in school was selling me dope. They would take me to the house and show me the kilos of cocaine, weapons, and next thing you know, of course, I'm undercover cop. I got to do my job. I tell my bosses we have to do a search warrant, hit the house, and take everybody down, normal police work. So, but then I started feeling this guilt, like, damn, man, these kids are cool kids. I wasn't raised that way because that to me is like, even though I'm a cop doing my job, it started affecting me. I didn't like it because I wasn't in me like that because I'm like, damn, it's not me. And then I thought to myself, they're just youngsters. We grew up around that all my life. My friends, my cousins were all always doing dope or whatever, doing stuff, smoking weed, being traviesos. I'm like, I said, I don't know about this. And then they asked me to go work into the school, and I didn't want to no more. I told my boss, because I was supposed to go compete in Australia for this big tournament called the World Games, and my boss was trying to play games with me. So I said, you know what? I don't want to work for you no more. Send me back to patrol. So they sent me. I told them to send me to Rampart Division, the infamous Rampart Division. So I said, well, see you later. So I go to patrol in Rampart Division. So by this time I'm ready, like good with my legs, and I start working patrol in Rampart Division. Next thing you know, I'm getting to see things like in Rampart Division, you have like the 8 mile square radius. You have, gangs from every neighborhood, every corner, dope every corner. So I'm doing pretty good. I have a good, my training officer, he's a 24-year veteran. He's more into like stolen cars. He's not into dope. He's not into gang stuff. He's more into stolen cars. So we're just always looking for stolen vehicles, running plays, pursuits, getting into pursuits. And by this time I already have like, I'm going to say 10 months. Me faltan como 2 years. I have like 2 more months to go. I get off probation, and then I get assigned another partner. I'm working patrol for like a year, just Rampart patrol. And then I get a phone call from a sergeant. And he says, hey, how would you like to join Rampart Crash? And I said, sure.
Wow. What year was this?
In the 90s, 95, 96. And it was hot. It was really hot. So super hot because there was a lot of war. MS was at war with 18th with every neighborhood. MS wasn't paying rent yet to nobody. They were still MS, not 13, MS 13. So they were at war with everybody. And you know how it works. They have all these cliques around them. Mm-hmm. And then 18th Street has a lot of cliques around themselves. So you have all this war. And then you have Playboys. They were at war like in the 90s.
Oh, it was those years.
Temple, Diamond Street, they were at war. Crazy Riders, Easy Riders, or you name it, they were all at war. And we're in Crash. Our job is to deal with we can't stop drivers. We can't stop killing. We cannot stop none of that. We can't. We're not going to.
How does Crash work? What is their actual, like...
Their function, the job?
Because some of these fools are terrible.
Oh no, well, you're gonna become a monster. Bottom line,
Like they're like the worst of the worst.
you're gonna become that. There's no way around it. If you join that unit, expect to be a monster, become a monster. You're gonna see things and deal with things and deal with monsters too, and you want to be a bigger monster than them. You want
Which
to.
is terrible.
It's unfortunate. It sucks, but then you got to wonder how do you keep your sanity when you see all that if you don't have a balance. And
They don't. I think
Nobody-
schools become worse than anything.
And I gotta be honest, if it wasn't like me where I'm at,
shit.
no, it's true. No, it's reality though. I mean, I saw it with my own eyes. So the way it functions now, to me, I always tell people the way I speak up and say stuff because I say without a relationship with God, you got nothing because you're gonna lose your marbles.
You might as well just get into a gang, bro.
Yeah, might be a gangster.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna become a gangster, but a gangster cop. That's what you happen. You become a gangster cop, and because that's what I became. Because I became a
hell
gangster
no.
cop. Yeah.
You didn't even be sitting right there,
I
bro.
know.
God damn, Ruben.
Hey, right now I'm from a clica too. What's up? So the thing is, when you're involved, you're not doing it because you're targeting just to hurt gang members. You're not, because I grew up around my family friends, so it's not like I hate gang members. I hated the stuff that they did to innocent people.
Yeah.
Because when you work in the division Rampart, you start hearing the victims cry to you. So it's not about, oh, I hate gangsters. No. You guys could gang bang each other, guys. You guys bang on each other, do your thing, because you guys signed up for it. We're not going to stop you guys. You guys are all grown men, do your thing. That's your life. Extort each other, rob each other, whatever. Kill each other, that's what you guys do. But when it comes to the victims who didn't sign up for that, our job is to go help them. So when the victim will cry to us and say, hey, look, so-and-so, this is happening. This guy just did this to us, robbed us, did this to us, but we don't want to press charges because they're threatening to kill us. No, they straight up threatened to kill me, my family, that family. So, but how can you guys help us? Well, we can't help you.
Yeah.
You want to press charges, and you are in danger because people will get shot and killed in that area. There was a time where we had to respond to a call, and I was in crash. I was assigned to MS-13. My job was to deal with MS-13. So pretty much, they were terrorizing their own people that are coming from El Salvador. They're victimizing their own people left and right. And of course, even the Chicanos in our, I'm Mexican, and in the Boyle Heights, he said, where I grew up, it happens. You target your own people, and you say you don't, but it happens all the time. You see it all the time. And in Crash, I got to see it all with my own eyes. I got to hear it, see it. So it's real. When you're out there on a good one, you're not gonna care who you deal with, who you rob here, because you're trying to get your own fix or you're trying to get yours. You're not gonna consider the rules. I gotta follow these rules, protocol. People don't follow the rules all the time.
No, especially when you're an addict. When you're an addict, it's like you're not even a gang member anymore, bro.
No.
Like you're just a smoker. No offense, guys.
Or reality, or you're just putting in work for something. Sometimes you go to the extreme to, you want to fit in, you want to build the reputation or something. So something you go beyond and extreme. But it's life.
Yeah.
It's what it is. So when you talk to the victims, we had a call, and the MS-13 had a family kidnapped in their apartment and raping their 15-year-old daughter. And they had said, well, the cops come, we're going to shoot it out. So what is our job?
You gotta go in the
Y'all
shootout.
get them, we're going to shoot out. So yeah, we set up to get into a shootout, but they did surrender, and we arrested them. We get the family and set them free and help the kids, the little 15-year-old. But reality is, when you're there, it's hard to not become a monster. If you don't have God in your life, your heart gets harder and harder. And you see bodies all the time. I seen little kids get killed left and right. Like MS-13 was drive-bying in 18th Street, and a kid walking his dog. Innocent kid, wasn't gangs. They killed him. He died. We pursued him and grabbed him and arrested him. But what's the point? And they still kill an innocent kid. You see them, the moms get killed. When you see all that, you start realizing that there's no rule, because they just go after whoever. And it's not like, that's my target, I'm gonna get that target. Because when you sign up for that, that's your problem. That's your war. You sign up for that, that's your problem. That's your guys' thing. But when you see it as a crash cop, you see all the victims that are not involved. Well, of course you're gonna, and then your sergeants and above are telling you, get the damn job done, because you're not doing your job, or you're not dealing with that, you're not dealing with that. Well, yeah, you can't play by the books. So I don't know if you remember Rampart scandal in the 90s.
That's what I was gonna ask you about.
I was involved in that, and Rafael Perez ended up snitching on all of us. But everybody in the unit would say that they had a mission was to deal with, help the citizens, the victims. That was your job. And not everybody was like, oh, I'm just going to target these dudes because, again, no, because you really, that's your life. You picked it. You want to be that. But in the unit, you're assigned to help people, and you're supposed to help people. And you're supposed to monitor the gang problem. You're supposed to monitor who's doing what. You get their names. You photo ID them. Everything has to do with gang intelligence too. You know, you know who's at war because you also don't want to get shot either.
Yeah.
Because during that time in my time in Crash, we had one of our partners in Crash Southwest got killed by 18 shooter, shot in the back of the head. I mean, yeah, it's messed up. Tactics, you could blame tactics too. People make
I mean, he
mistakes.
signed up for it, right?
He signed up for it. Yeah, it happens.
That is terrible for me to say.
But no,
but it's what it is.
It is what it is. You're gonna see it. But me, from my say, I already been in my shoot. I didn't try and get shot again.
No,
and
no,
I'm
no,
not. And I have kids. I'm thinking, F all this. I'm not gonna get shot. And then I start seeing the management of the department how they acts. What Perez told on all of us, I started getting mad. I said, "Wait a minute, Perez." In my head, I'm thinking, "F Perez. He was doing dirt too, and he got busted for his own thing." And
when you say he was doing dirt, like he was doing. Wait, he said he was doing dirt too. What does that mean?
he was
like what kind of dirt?
he was doing his own thing on the side without anybody being involved. Well, he was stealing the cocaine from the evidence locker, taking it out and putting back flour to the evidence locker, and then getting the coke and cooking, making rock out of it, and having his people selling in the street for him. We didn't know he was doing that.
Oh shit!
We didn't know until the case came out. But instead of taking his lumps for that, he became an informant and snitched on Crash. Crash was doing Crash work that was actually everybody was aware of it, from the top to the bottom. Everybody knew that. That's how Crash operated because they told us get the job done at all costs and keep it up because the problem that we have here is big, and by the book you can't do it. So the Crash units everywhere doing.
So you guys were allowed to break rules.
Yeah, we're allowed to break rules. Yeah, if you're rob somebody like 3 people and they don't want to press charges because they're afraid, you might find dope in the guy's pocket and book him for the dope.
Ah, I see what you're saying. So you guys will plant
Plant the dope on the guy and say, well, let's get rid of this dude because these families are over there living in threat, living in fear. How are we going to deal with it? The guy los tiene amenazados and you're going to kill him. So
okay.
Don't get him involved. Don't get these people involved. Even informants that were from, and this is the reality, I had people working for running neighborhoods being our informants, working for us. And I ain't saying no names, but there was a lot of that.
So it is, yeah.
It is what it is, and they'll be working for us, and collecting the rent for the neighborhoods for the dope or whatever, and working for us.
Wow.
And calling us, hey, we're going to drive on this neighborhood. We're going to be in these cars. We're going to be on these streets. Pull us over. Pull them over, and two cars loaded of gangsters, guns. Book them all, and we take care of our informant because he works for us, but he also works for somebody else. And that was reality of life. That's how it operated. People don't know. When you're in Crash, you get to see the truth of everything.
Yeah.
And there is no rules.
Yeah.
People say there's rules for the convenience of that person. La conveniencia, that guy that's running it has his rules for that moment. But reality, I've seen people break rules left and right when I was a cop. So when press told on us, I got really pissed off at the department because they started acting like they didn't know anything when they allowed us to do all this and covered up for us. So I got real mad at the department. And in '98, I got into another shootout. The guy pulled out a shotgun on me, and I ended up shooting the guy, and he ended up dying. But to me, during that time, it was nothing. It was normal. It was part of my job. It was like no big deal. I was already like in a place of dark callousness.
It is terrible though. Like it's like
it is.
I understand you, like you're a cop and you're you're in a shootout with somebody else, but it's like it's okay for you to kill him and.
You think it's okay when you're lost.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like when you're in the job, well, that's my job. Like. And but you're still like
not everything thinks like that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, really, I'm telling you straight up, you become a monster. But if you're already like say you were brought up in an environment of coldness and mean, it just amplifies it because you get to see a lot of death in the job. That it's like how you like if you see a little dead kid, it affects you. Or a mom, it affects you. But then when you see guys that are show to kill each other, you're like, oh, wow, they want to kill themselves. They want to join that gangster. It's like you say, you have it coming. Lo tenía, you had it going. Oh, you want to try to shoot me? And I've already been in shooting, so I've been shot. So I'm like thinking, I'm not going to get killed. I'm thinking, this job is not worth it.
It's you or me. It's you or me. I get it.
And the job's not worth it. You're like, no, I'm not going to get killed with this job. I've seen 2 partners get killed. And I saw the department treats a family. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to leave my kid
How do they treat the family?
For the first 2 days, they're cool with them, and then once the funeral's over, they forget about them.
Well, yeah, like
it's normal, but they say your family, they're gonna help you. So to me, it's like that mom with the kids, her husband's dead. She's gonna be raising her kids on her own now. That's life. That's what happens. Yeah. So don't think
the upper up never cares.
No, it's all about promotion. And a lot of times they just promote. Management's the one that causes more problems for the department, and the departments do have a lot of problems. And I'm straight up about that. I speak up on that because there's a lot of mental health problems with cops. and people don't understand that. Like I talk to gangsters too, active and inactive, because I counsel people now, and a lot of them tell me they have PTSD, mental health, because of they've been in prison wars, they've been in drive-bys, they've been through this, through that, and they want help. And then you got cops on the same side, so it's like the same. The same mental torment is going on both sides, but people are so ignorant to know that we're all human beings. That uniform don't mean nothing. You're still a human being. That dress down, that lifestyle is you're still a human being. You're just jacked up. You got issues too. Like everybody has issues.
We're all fucked up.
We're all jacked up somewhere or another. But there's always hope.
No, seriously,
There's
like we're a
always
mess.
hope.
Every human is a mess. I don't care what
Reality.
you think. In reality, we're all a mess, one form or another.
Yes.
And if you think you're not, you are the most messed up one.
You're the one that's worse than everybody.
Ay, pobrecito, like, you know, que lo bendiga Dios porque we're a mess.
Those are the guys that are the worst, but they are like so in denial. Yeah. And that's sad because
It's
that's
always I'm too cool.
the cabezón and the prideful. Macho,
And it doesn't matter what
No.
step of life that you're in. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter how. You know, but it is. I have noticed. Okay, this is just my personal opinion, right? It's always the people that are, you know, the lower, like the people that have less, are always the ones that are, you know, striving,
Working harder.
working, and they feel more like, you know, obviously they're like, ay, you know, quisiera tener más, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're not like, you know, I am not bad.
Fuchi, yeah.
Exacto.
They admit that they are struggling. The ones that are up here, they might have the financial,
And they're
but
the most messed up ones.
But they're struggling inside, and they're probably self-medicating on something.
For sure.
I've seen it, and especially like the epidemic on fentanyl is out of control right now.
No, trust me, I know. I obviously told you what happened. With my family
Yes.
or whatever. So let me ask you, Ruben, what makes you be okay? Like, what brings you to Indicted TV? Like, you know, like, what is your prison experience? Like,
Okay.
like, did you work there? Did you do time there? Because I don't know anything about you.
Let me break it down.
Yeah, let's go.
So I get out of control. The department makes me mad, and I go on a revenge spree against LAPD. I hated LAPD at that time. I hated my bosses. I hated my chief. I hated a lot of the guys in management captains because they thought they were going to get slick with me, and I felt disrespected by them. So I go, yeah, F you guys. So I went on a good one. I left Crash.
You crashed out.
I crashed out. I left Crash. I went to work this unit called Arresting Control. Like the LAPD has in-service tactics and self-defense. Because I have a few black belts in different martial arts, so they recruited me and promoted me. So while I'm there, I'm plotting my revenge on
Oh,
LAPD.
hell no.
I'm like, oh yeah, bastards. I'm going to get you guys. So I go to the captain in the academy. I'm working for him, and he says, hey, do me a favor and fix all the cop car keys because we have them here all lined up. I go, sure, buddy. So I'm not your bitch. I'm not your secretary, but sure, buddy. In my head, I'm thinking, oh yeah. So I make copies of all the keys. So I make a phone call one day to one of my old buddies who used to work with this people from Mexico. He's like, I say, "Pon un jale, give me a job, we'll collect a big debt." I said, it has to be worth it. He goes, are you serious, Ruben? I go, yeah, I'm serious. I'm mad at the department. I'm gonna take advantage, but I'm gonna get revenge.
You crashed out, bro.
Yeah, he's like, really? I go, yeah, I'm gonna get him. He goes, all right, but I go, shut your mouth up. Don't say nothing to nobody. It's between us.
You and
The
me.
rules, that's the rules. He goes, all right, Ruben. So he gives me during that time they had pages and the flip phones were coming, the Motorola. So he calls me, he said, hey, meet me. So I met him because I have a house. I go, okay, cool. So I rounded up a couple cop friends that were mad too at the department that were getting targeted by the department, and a couple, like one of my cousins was in the army for 12 years. I said, you're gonna have her back. I go, you're gonna be our sniper from behind, but I'm all tacted out. So we're gonna hit a house. So I go to steal the captain's car. I get the keys. I tell my partner, let's steal the captain's car. Slap him in the face. So to me, I'm getting revenge. That's my revenge. I'm gonna use his cars, hit the houses, rob the dope and the money and keep it. That was my goal. So we hit this house in the city out here and come up on about $1 million cash and 15 kilos of cocaine.
Dang.
So basically, I pay my workers, I keep the rest of the money, and I have people move my keys. I became a heavy duty drug dealer.
Chill, fool.
Everything. Yeah. So
Oh my goodness, Ruben.
I got addicted to it. It became fun. I'm like,
But you're a cop still.
I'm still a cop, yeah.
Oh, you're one of those
I'm
ones
one
that
of-
came in the news,
yeah,
huh?
one of those. Yeah, one of those.
Like what is it? Denzel Washington?
Training day. Yeah, training day. That's
That was you. The movie was about you.
Well, they say that. Well, I worked that unit, especially that whole
my
thing.
God.
I worked that unit, and they stole ideas. But somebody must have given info because that movie's like a lot of it is on point. Not everything, like him getting
For sure,
killed.
yeah.
While I was on point, because we were doing crazy
Ruben's
stuff
like,
like
don't
that.
you see me here?
I'm here.
Wow.
It's really me, Pac-Man. So
Look at me, man.
so anyway, so I hit my first house. I get addicted to it. It becomes like a rush because I'm like free
And
money.
you're using the cop cars.
Yeah, so I park that car back. I get another phone. I move the dope. I have people move my cocaine. I'm making this money. I'm like after the department. I'm liking the easy money too. I'm like free money. So then I get another phone call and I hit another house. I get to the tennis car to my partner. Let's get to the tennis car. I'm just mocking that in their face. I'm snapping in their face. So we go steal his car because they don't drive it in the academy at night. So now we go hit the house. Come up on 500 pounds of weed. During that time, it was expensive weed. So there I am having my guys move my weed. I'm paying everybody and I'm coming up. I'm establishing myself, and little by little, I start getting more people that want to contract me to do stuff for them. And I'm talking about people everywhere. Like I have gang members, people working with me for me. It becomes a business thing, money business. Because who doesn't want 3, 4? I have 5 dirty cops working with me.
And then you got like 5 homies.
And homies everywhere working with me, and they're doing stuff with it. And I got your back 100% because I'm dirty and I don't care about nobody right now. I'm about money.
Cop.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care.
Oh my goodness!
I'm on a good one. I'm on a mission. Like I'm
Sober. You're sober?
sober.
Okay.
I'm not doing no dope, nothing. I'm just sober, but I'm running on some like revenge.
No.
Revenge.
You're angry.
Anger, revenge. Allah don't care about suicide
At least that's what we
mission.
like to call it.
Yeah,
You know.
suicide mission because you're like so angry. So
That's mal, Ruben.
yeah, no, I'm mal. And so I'm hitting houses. I'm making big money. I hit a house. I hit 50 kilos, 75 kilo coke, and I'm moving. I'm making a lot of money. People are moving my dope for me. I have people from everywhere moving my dope. So everybody's making money. To me, everybody says, I go, you guys take care of me, I take care of you guys. I go, that's just what it is. I go, but shut your asses. Nobody talks here because, hey, the rules are the rules. You mess up, it's part of the rules. You guys already know. And I'm not playing games. I'm down to do time if I have to do time. But Maricelos, and then don't open your mouth. But you guys stick with me. I'll take care of you because I know the system. I'm a cop. I know how cops think.
Yes, Ruben.
So I'm working on. I hit a bunch of houses. I'm coming up. I'm doing all kinds of stuff, trying to launder my money and trying to stay low. I'm keeping it real low, 100%. Well, during that time, I'm still working for the department.
That's what I'm saying.
And I got injured.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't said anything.
I injured my shoulder. I'm still a cop, and I'm going back to work like nothing. All cool, like nothing's going on. But in my head, I'm like, F you guys, yes, right. And I'm mad at my chief too. I don't like my chief because he's targeted the Rampart unit. So I'm mad because I feel that my partners, who to me they were like my gang. Remember, I was in a gang. Crash cop, basically you're.
But now you're just going against the cops.
Yeah,
not even
I'm going against the cops. But I'm mad that they're targeting my partners and they're putting them off pay without administrative leave without pay. And I'm like, these guys are solid dudes. They work for the department and gave their life to the department for your asses, and now you guys are gonna do this to them. So I'm like, F you guys. So
that's why you guys started doing it.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, forget you guys. So then that's when I started doing more of this. So when I get a bad surgery on my shoulder. So I'm at 28 staples. I'm all jacked up on. They put like the morphine for the pain, and I'm trying to recover at home now. But I'm still caught. But I'm recovering from my injury. But I'm still hitting houses on this. I'm taking whoever I want to take on a mission. I'm doing this for a while, for 2 years. I did this for 2 years, and then one day, in 2001, because it started in '99. In 2001, I get a.
Those are the craziest years of my life.
Yeah, that's what's going on during that time. It was hot. And dope was everywhere.
Yeah.
People were bringing in dope everywhere, right? So I start drinking alcohol and I start smoking a little bit of weed to go to sleep, to self-medicate myself because my brain is spinning. Because remember,
you're out of control.
I'm out of control, but I'm also thinking paranoia, counter surveillance. Who's watching? Who's following me? All this. I'm doing all kinds of stuff like counter surveillance. I have cameras in my house, weapons, all kinds of assault rifles, 50 calibers, de todo.
Were you married at the time?
I had a
girl,
my ex, a girl, and I have 2 kids with her back then. And she's a cop at that time.
Does she know?
Yeah, she knew, she suspected stuff, but of course I had to cover up for her. But she knew.
Okay.
She knew, she suspected, but I during that time,
the cops do marry each other.
Yeah, some do, some don't. I was with her. We had 2 kids, and then by this time we're not together, but we live in the same house. But I'm still there because it's my house, and these are my daughters. I'm not gonna leave my kids in my house, but she's still aware. But of course, le daba dinero, I'll give her money, and she just look the other way.
Yeah, girls.
And when the court case, well, I got arrested 2001. here's my arrest.
How did the arrest go? Like, how did all of that go?
So my cousin and his friend are doing some stuff behind my back, working with some Colombians. Supposedly they're meeting with some Colombians in the yacht in San Diego. They're partying with these guys in the yacht. Like for weeks they've been partying with them without me even knowing about it. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They're like, hey, Ruben, I need to borrow $100,000. I'm going to buy some coke from some Colombians, a 10 kilo. I go, I don't even buy dope. I'm jacking dope and collecting debts for people. So I'm like, why would I want to be involved in this stuff? Well, they convinced me because
you were too cool for that part.
No. I was like, not too cool, but I already had too much hookups. I'm like, I don't need to be involved.
Girl, I don't
with
want to get dirty.
Yeah, fuchi.
Yeah.
I niveles. So then they convinced me to meet the connection because he wanted me to collect the debt or train these guys in tactics. And they're going to do the transaction in San Diego and Chula Vista. So I tell Joe, I said, well, I'll lend you the money, but you better pay me today, the same day. He goes, no, I'll pay your money with interest. So I lend him $100,000. So I gave him the money, and I meet them in a different car. They go one way in one car to meet the guy, and I go over there and meet the guy with my cousin, introduce myself. I'm supposed to leave while they do the transaction in the pier, but it was a DA sting operation against my cousin and his friend. So I just got taken down with them. Hey, but it was...
Ándale, cabrón.
Yeah. Yeah. Chingón, yeah. So when they gave me, I'm mad. I'm like, oh, fuck, you guys set me up. I'm mad, right? Because I'm thinking they set me up. In my brain, I was always thinking like suicide mission. I was thinking I want to take some people out before I go because I don't want to go by just killing myself. That's dumb. I thought to myself, let me take as many people I can with me that need to go, like people that I hated, right? So that's how I thought in my head. So I'm like, I'm ready to go whoever. But because it happened, I'm heated. I'm like, oh man, these guys set me up. So they booked us and put us in a.
And nobody even knew.
Nobody knew. But when I got me, right away I told the DAs, hey, I'm an undercover cop. You're gonna blow my cover. I BS'd them, of course, and it stuck for a few minutes. But then I go, you know what? They're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So little did I know, these guys were already snitching on me.
You're kidding.
The 4 guys that went with me, they were already dropping dimes like that fast. I'm like, what?
Not even in the cop car yet.
Not even in the cop. They're already like, shut up already. That's a lot.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're already dropping dimes. My cousin.
They say, oh, it's a waste of a cop, all of that.
Everything. They were dropping dimes at what I'm doing, what I'm really doing. So I'm thinking that my cousin's keeping it shush and these other 2 guys, one guy suspected, but no, they were all 4 were telling the same day. And I was trying to cover up for them because when they booked it and put us in separate tanks, I was like, man, I got to get these guys out of here because I don't want them to snitch. I just want them out of here. So I told the DA, hey, check it out. What's going to get you to get these guys out of here? Because they got nothing to do with this. I'm just trying to get them out of there. I'm trying to play the system because I thought I knew the system. The DAs and the feds don't play that the way. When I was a cop, I worked my gangster informants. I worked them and I let them go. I hook them up, make a phone call, and I let you go. So I was legit, but these guys weren't legit like that. These assholes. So I say, hey, well, these 2 guys over here, I said, they're clean. They're going to do this. They just dropped these guys off. Send them home. Well, let us search your house. I go, I'm going to hit my house. You can go hit my house. I don't care. Because I didn't have anything illegal in my house. I just have loaded of weapons, though, but they were
you're
illegal.
A cop.
Yeah, but little did I know, when they hit my house, they took all my weapons, and I was like, I could have still kept them and have somebody like change them over to their name. A lot of money on weapons. Anyways, a different story. So then here,
Ruben.
These guys lied. So then now they book us and process us, and they separate all of us. They put me in the shoe, and I'm like, why am I in the shoe? Well, because for your own protection. I go, I don't need protection. I said, I'll sign waivers, and they were playing games with me. My cousin and their friends were already in the yard in the tier San Diego, MCC San Diego. Mm-hmm. So they were on their floors, general population, and I'm heated because I'm like, why should I be in the shoe? I said, I don't need to be in the shoe. I said, I could take care of myself. I'm not going to be in the shoe for no reason. They put me in the shoe when I deserve to be in the shoe. So I kept fighting the system. While I'm in the shoe, a lot of stuff's going on through my head because I started hearing I get newspapers that people are snitching and I'm seeing all kinds of stuff on my kids. I said, these guys couldn't shut their mouth because now they're exposing my stuff that I was doing. Nothing to do with the 10 kilos. I told the guy when I saw him in court, I go, look, they got us for 10 kilos. Man up. Do your time for 10 kilos, all of us. It's your stuff. I'm going to take my lumps too because I'm here. But you guys too.
You're losing your whole.
I'm losing my operation too. But I said, you guys, yeah, they got us, man up. No, they were already telling on me. They weren't going to man up for nothing.
Bitch ass fools.
So, yeah, major. So I'm there and I'm mad. And I'm thinking revenge. I'm thinking like revenge. I could try to escape and get revenge, or I could get out when I'm bail and do this, do that.
Okay, so this is happening like quick.
Yeah, quick. So I've been in the shoe for a few months. While I'm in the shoe.
No, wait. So when you're in the shoe, what about the cops? Did they go visit you? Like you're
No, they're turning their back on me. They're not your homies. They're not your family.
no, like you're actually like I mean like your boss. Like they go and be like, hey,
No,
like
nobody.
not hey, are you okay? But like hey,
Nobody.
fool.
They turn their back on you. They're like, see ya. So yeah. So that's how it is. But the reality is, I was in the department, and the department's process system. That's how I became that guy. Not because there is no way to get out of becoming that guy if you're gonna be doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be working as unions, you're gonna become a crazy dude. You have to deal with all the stuff you see, unless you have a relationship with Jesus. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, you're gonna become all that. That's the truth.
Okay.
And I'm being real. So I'm in the shoe.
You got a relationship with Jesus after you got out?
Yeah, after I got out. No.
Okay.
Well, I'm in the shoe. So here's my story, how it happened. So I'm in the shoe, and in the door that I'm in the door when I'm bunked in, it says do not wreck or bunk with anybody. So I'm supposed to be by myself, and all of a sudden they put a guy in the cell. And he's a like former Hell's Angel. He's a cook for them. He used to be a cook. He's there for an appeal. They give him 30 years, so he's back to appeal. And we're talking and stuff, and it's funny, but he knows some people that I know. So we started interacting, talking, and so we kind of had a little trust because we know the same people, and I kind of felt comfortable that he wasn't going to be like an informant or nothing. So I'm just blabbing and talking, and I'm just talking about, F everybody. I'm going to go on a suicide mission. I'm going to just shoot everybody. And I don't care if they kill me.
And you're in jail saying all this?
Yeah, I don't even care. I'm just like not caring at that time. He goes, well, there's a way out of hell. He says, well, why? I told him, why am I going to be good if I'm going to hell anyways? I said, what's the point? I'm already going to hell, so might as well go to hell with a lot of people. That was my frame of mind. And he starts pulling out scripture on me. And keep in mind, I already been in 3 months, and you have a lot of time to go through stuff in your head. And you're thinking too, like good and bad, because you're thinking, how did I become this guy? But you're also thinking, there's no way out of this. F everybody, I already messed up, so if I know, might as well go hard. So you're contemplating everything, but you don't know there's a way out, a solid way out. Unless you have, unless you know what I found out then. He says, Ruben, God will forgive you. If you repent and ask for forgiveness. And I said, how does that work? And remember, I grew up with a stepdad that used to beat me all the time. There's no forgiveness and there's no mercy there. So I don't even remember getting beat up or getting punished. I never experienced the mercy part of life, ever. So if I got into it with somebody, I never forgave people. I didn't know how to forgive nobody. I just beat you up or cut you off. I just was a little angry kid. I didn't know how to like people. I had a lot of hatred. So it's just like, once I feel you did me dirty, you're out of my face. Get out of here. So I wasn't loving. I wasn't like that. So when he talked to me about forgiveness, that was the first time I ever heard that that thing existed. So I said, well, if it's true, I'm going to ask God to forgive me. And if he forgives me, I'll serve him. I don't care where I'm at. I'll serve him. I'm going to do time. I'm not going to, I know I got to do time, but I'll serve him in here. I don't care. So something happened when I did the prayer. Something really did happen to me, because I had this inner peace that I never experienced in my life. It was real. And I was like, whoa, what just happened? And really felt forgiveness. But I also started learning about God wanting me to forgive people too. So it took a journey, of course, but while I'm in the shoe, those 3 months, well, that guy's there 5 days, and they kick him out of my cell. They say, hey, you're not supposed to be in here. Find out 5 days later that, come on.
Yeah, he was there for a reason.
He was there for a reason, yeah. I started seeing like miracles of God, and keep in mind, I've been through a lot, and I was thinking a lot of crazy stuff, but at that point, I want to serve God now. It's just the weirdest thing. I didn't want to kill my co-defendants no more. I didn't because I felt forgiven. Because I did a lot of bad stuff, and I felt the weight of God forgiving me and taking it away from me. I felt, this is real. God did forgive me. I felt good. The feeling of being forgiven was powerful, knowing that I was really forgiven by God. Because I didn't really think about other people forgiving me, because I really didn't phase that. But the main thing, I felt God's forgiveness was intense. So when I felt that, I was like, I'll forgive anybody, because I had a long list of stuff that I did. So I said, if God is willing to forgive me for all that crazy stuff I did, I'm down to forgive anybody, everybody. That's how easy I'll do it. I don't care. And I started to learn, and I said, I'll forgive that person. So I started praying and on my own, learn how to pray. Well, I stayed in the shoe another 2 months, and then eventually I'll fight with the warden. I fight with the psychologist and said, give me in the tier, give me on the general population. They finally did. Put me in the general population.
How was that for you? Because people knew that you're a crooked cop.
Yeah, so here's the thing. But God is good, because look, I expected to be out on the GP, probably thinking about getting into it, fighting, stabbing, killing somebody, or they try to kill me and using my martial arts and getting out of it, and then going to the shoe and lying to the cop and say they try to kill me, some BS, right? It didn't happen because when I showed up, I'm already like Mr. Christian with my Bible, all excited. The second day, I get hit up by the Sureños, and the main guy.
He whispers.
Huh?
You
Well,
whisper?
you know,
Yeah.
the shot caller and his torpedoes, he's right there. He's like, hey, man, you're a cop. You can't be here. I go, no, I'm a criminal like you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to politic my way out of it, talk my way out of it. And I said, no, you can't be. I go, I'm not, no, you got to go to shoot. I'm not going to shoot. I started going back to my flesh. I said, I'm going to shoot. I said, but let's go in the south. Let's go to shoot together because I'm not going by myself. So at that point, I got triggered to go toe to toe with these three guys because
Well, I mean,
I'm not
it's the
gonna
right
go by
thing to
myself.
do.
Yeah, of course. I'm like, I'm
It's
not
the
going by
right
myself.
thing to do.
Yeah, in reality,
I mean, it
I was
is.
raised that way. I already know how to handle myself. Like, I'm going down with you guys. I said, let's go to the shoot. So we're the guy's like, hold on. I said, wait a
You're
minute.
ahead of yourself.
I said, hold on. You don't have to do that. How about you prove that you're not? I said, I could get you a letter. I could be. I was gonna be it, but I knew I was gonna find out eventually. But I go, hey, you know so and so from Florencia? I go, yeah, that's my homeboy. I would call him up, ask him about me. They called him up. They left me alone. So I was there in that year for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And I started learning a lot about the Bible.
Okay.
I started studying, praying. I got baptized in the Holy Spirit by this pastor that was there. I started experiencing stuff, supernatural stuff that I never believed that existed. Because I was a very atheist believer. Because I stopped believing in God a long time ago because of all the stuff I've been through and seen. And I was like, there is no God. I saw my dad, my stepdad, his abuse, his alcoholism, everything he'd been through and my family. So I just stopped believing in God. Because I see my mom and them praying the rosary, praying everything. But I would say, why are you guys still going through the same stuff? Where's the miracle? I don't.
This is for
it's not
themselves.
real. Yeah, but I was to tell them, I know I got to see something. I got to really see something.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped believing in God when I became a cop. After I saw all the stuff I've been through so much, I just you have to handle. There's no God. I said, why is all this stuff happening in the world and right in front of my face? But why doesn't God stop all this stuff?
Maybe that's why all the cops are dark, huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
big time.
not all.
A big number of
Dark.
them. A big number
But
of
like
them.
dark, like kind of soulless.
Yeah, and they're empty, but they're wounded and they're damaged, but they don't know where to turn for help. Just like
Weak ass fools, just like every other person.
Hey, any gang
I'm
member
just-
will not ask
yeah.
for help either, because they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're weak. If you take meds in the prison,
No,
you're
you're not-
active.
it's-
You're gonna get
Yeah, you
hit.
can't.
You can't. So, you're gonna, oh, homie, I need help. Ah, hell
Oh,
no.
you gotta
No.
get it. You gotta get out of there and then
Yeah.
survive and then change.
Yeah, see, but that's reality. so that's reality. So a cop's the same thing, because a cop has the
Yeah,
frame of mind same
for
way.
sure.
The same way, and you're doing the same thing. So it's a cycle. It won't stop unless somebody jumps
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in
you
and
gotta
stops it.
survive it and then fix yourself.
Wait, sometimes you don't survive it. You might just
Yeah.
eat your gun. I've seen people do that to the department. Shoot
Wow.
themselves. So
So
there I am.
you're there 2 years.
2 years. I get sentenced. Oh, I'm fighting. I'm still fighting. I'm still being a knucklehead. I'm saying I'm not guilty of nothing. I'm gonna go to trial. I'm gonna fight.
Que descaro, ¿verdad? El
kinda
descaro.
Yeah, I'm like, I said, where's the victims? Like, let me bring their victims. I'm talking like that. Where's the victim? Let me bring. I'm telling my child, I'm not guilty of nothing. I said, I'm going to trial. So I'm writing my own notes. I'm going to fight them. And I'm going to discredit my writ and snitches.
And
my
then
case.
you're fighting just the 10 kilos.
I'm going to fight everything. And with their snitching on two of my other stuff, because they caught my
So
attorney.
they
They
did.
exposed me. So my attorney saying, hey, what about this? I go, I don't know nothing about that stuff. They already had exposed everything. So I said, I'm fighting everything. So at that time, I'm thinking like that. Well, then one day, I'm praying out God. I said, what do I do? And I really felt God said, you're guilty towards me. And you need to plead guilty because you're guilty towards me. Because you are guilty to me. So I said, oh, shoot.
Because
He's
you were
right.
guilty, bro.
I'm real guilty. So you know what? I bowed down. I told my attorney, hey, I'm guilty. Tell the feds I'm not going to play games. I'm gonna plead guilty, and I will tell on myself. I said, I'm not going to stitch on nobody. I'm not going to tell nobody.
Take everything.
I'm going to own up to my own stuff. I said, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, technically, you were the creator of
I
it.
was a creator. Yeah. But basically, I had 20 people already telling on me. 20 people, including primos and you name it.
Sick ass fool.
Everybody, yeah. So, and you know, these guys were the guys that tell me, Ruben, you got to kill me, but I'll never see nothing. Man, the first one that's like, what do I want to know about Ruben? They were the first ones. So, you know, life is life. That's what happens when you're in the criminal lifestyle. You think you got the solid dudes around you. You might be the one that's solid, but you don't know about the other guys.
Yeah.
So
So it's best to do everything by yourself.
by yourself or get
No
a good
one.
job, get an education.
No
stay out of
one.
trouble.
Or
Nada.
don't do nothing at
Yeah.
all. It's hard.
Of course it is, but you know what? So here I am. I get sentenced to my first indictment. I plead guilty. They give me 15 years for 10
Wait, your
kilos.
first indictment.
Because of 10 kilos, one indictment.
Okay.
They made 2 indictments. So now they have why? Because the prosecutors want to get credit. Prosecuting down San Diego want to get credit. Got the big fish over here. LA has a big new indictment with all the stuff in LA, so they want to get credit too. So they give me 2 indictments. So I tell my attorney, yeah, I plead guilty. I went through the whole process on that. So I get sentenced on the first indictment for 15 years. Excuse me. They moved me to San Bernardino, and then I get put in the shoe there for 5 years.
Wait, you went to the shoe for 5 years?
Because my co-defendants told on me, and they had me separate from all of them. They couldn't keep me around them. They said, Ruben, they're afraid of you. They think you're going to kill them if you...
Well, how come they didn't PC up?
I don't know. That's what made me mad. I said, well...
That's kind of weird.
No, because
if
too many.
Snitches?
There were too many.
And they didn't... Like, they're snitches.
But
And they
snitching
were
on
just...
me. So nobody asking for paperwork at that time.
Because you're a cop.
I'm a cop. Yeah, they probably don't care. Yeah. Se lo fregan.
Oh, shit.
And they probably didn't know they were snitching on me.
Because
Yeah.
a snitch is a snitch no matter
But
what.
no paperwork yet. Because they're still
Okay.
going to the process. So there's no paperwork yet. You can't...
Yeah.
No paperwork yet. So if you're just in a layover, going through the trial process,
Yeah.
court, and going to the feds are picking you up to be informants on me, there's no paperwork yet. So they're in all the yards, and I'm telling my attorney, hey, man, I don't need to be in here. Put me in the yards. Oh, you can because you got co-defendants everywhere. They're afraid that you're going to do something to them. I go, oh, I already forgave those guys because I did. Once I gave my life to Jesus,
They didn't, but they didn't know that you
they
gave
didn't
your
believe
life.
all that. They still didn't believe me. The feds didn't either. The FBI was like,
I mean-
how is that true? Blah. I go, look, I'm the kind of guy that goes 100% to whatever. If I go 100% crooked, dirty, believe me, you'll know that I'm still that guy because I'm going to go hard. I mean, that's reality now. I'm not going to change. And I'm going to go till I'm dead. I don't care. I go, but because I gave my life to you, I'm not playing games with him either. I'm going 100% hard with him too. Anywhere, I don't care if I'm in here, and I'm not doing it because I'm scared, all because I want him to reduce my time. That's not what happened. I had a real encounter with him that I experienced his presence. And I know that God is bigger than me, anybody out there.
For sure.
And I'm going to bow down to him. I'm
right.
not afraid of nobody else. I'm going to bow down to him.
Yeah.
And he's the one that forgave me after all my dirt that I've done. And nobody knows how much you carry inside, but he does. And when he takes that away, man, it's an awesome feeling. And I had peace. I had peace in the yard, walking with a smile. I had this peace. And
They're
I was
probably like, this crazy ass.
they were like, why is the guy always
cop.
smiling? Yeah. They're like, hey, why does this guy, they'll hit me up. Why does this guy always smiling? So he want to hang out with me because I'll do workouts. And they were, you know why I want to hang out? Because I always saw you smiling. We're like, why does this guy always smiling? I said, I mean, here, man, I got peace. I never had it. I said, the best thing I've ever had is that. And I go, feels good. I said, I know I'm going to do time. I'm not afraid of all that stuff. I said, I was crooked ass dirty dude. I said, I'm a man up. I'm not one of those
Which is
guys.
dope.
That's what you got to do. And
Yeah.
you own up to your stuff. I was stubborn at first. Lie and deny. I'll take it all the way. I said, but when I found out, reality is I'm a criminal. I'm a bad guy. I did some bad stuff. And, God forgave me. Hey, it is what it is. Own up. So while I'm in the shoe 5 years, I didn't know it was going to be there 5 years.
That's how long your case took.
You
5
have
years.
to get sentenced on the second night because everybody was telling that it took that long.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm there, and that's when my journey of getting closer to God begins. Because for the first 2 years I'm in the yard and just preaching and teaching, do Bible studies and
Learning.
You'll be surprised how many people go to you when they know you're real about God. I'm talking about the shot callers go on in the secret and come, hey, Ruben,
Because
pray with
everybody's
me.
allowed to believe in
Everybody,
God.
yeah. But I'm talking about like the heavy duty shot caller come, hey, Ruben, pray with me, pray for my family. I'm talking about people come to you.
Yes.
Because they really know that if you're real, you're real. If they know you're faking it, they're gonna know it when you're faking in there, and we all know that. So when I'm in there, I'm just helping people in there reading the Bible. And I thought to myself, when I was a crazy cop out there, our job was to deal with these guys out there. Not really. When they come in, they're either gonna get worse or by chance, 1 out of 100, 1,000 might turn away his life. I go, but if I'm able to use my opportunity to preach to these guys here, I can help more people. And that's how I started in my head. And I started doing that in there, doing Bible studies. Well, when I went to the SHU, I'm in 13 cells. Everybody's going through their own stuff. You're talking about guys that were from the Aryans, Emmys. You got everybody in there.
Of course.
And there I started going through my own journey of trials, of triggers, just things coming out. I'm still thinking bad. I'm going through so much. And I'm aware that I'm in the SHU, but I'm not knowing when God's going to get me out of this. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wait on your time. You have me in here for a reason. Let me learn what I have to go so I don't have to go around the wilderness too many times. Just let me know what I have to learn here while I'm in here because I don't want to stay stuck. I want to grow. Whatever I have to go through, I'm going to go through it. So I manned up and I said, I'm in your hands. And what I was going through in there was God was showing me all my ugly issues that I had. I had to confront each one of them. I was in a single cell. I couldn't run. So either I asked for help, and that's when I called the Christian psychologist to help me because I was in need. Because I was like going through a lot of anger, triggers of violence still. I wanted to hurt somebody still. And people would trigger me in there. And I said, help me. So I called my sister and I told my sister, hey, call these pastors, they're Christian psychologists, tell me to come see me. They paid them to come see me, and they spent a couple hours with me. At 3 hours, they started working on my childhood stuff. They went to the root of my problems. From so many different things started coming out. I had to address all my stuff and deal with one at a time. Peeling the onion one layer at a time. It's been a long journey, but I got sentenced to 18 years, and I did 16 out of 18.
Because you did the 5 too, though.
Yeah, I already did all those years. So by then I already had 7 years in when I got sentenced. So they ended up sentencing me to 18. So I already had 7 years in. So they moved me finally out of the SHU. I went to Arizona. I did 2 years in Arizona.
Was it the Arizona, the FCI?
The Safford, Arizona, it's FCI, FCI. And then they moved me to Black Canyon. I was there for a little bit too. And then they moved me to Hurlong. And then I got dropped to camp, which I wasn't supposed to be in a camp because I have guns and violence in my case. But they put me in a camp. And I was like, that's from God.
Yeah.
So I'm in a camp.
So this whole process, like all your 18, 7 years that you did, you did the 18, right?
Yeah.
You just preached,
took a lot of classes for me.
Okay.
I worked on myself.
So you were just on
me because
everybody left you alone.
Everybody left me alone. When I show up to the yard, I'm from Jalisco, so I knew that I could handle myself in the way of communicating with the guys straight up. So I'll go to the shop car de Jalisco. I go, mira, soy de Jalisco, pero soy cristiano, and I'm here for this reason. Estoy aquí porque I'm an ex-crooked cop. I tell them straight up the truth. I go, I want to tell you straight up now, so that way you know what I'm here for. I'm not lying to you. I'm not hiding behind the Bible. I say, I'm real. I say, I want to do my time. I go, I understand the politics of everything. I say, I understand if something happens, I'm not going to back out and not handle business, because if somebody tries to hurt us, we're going to have to take your business. I said, but I'm still walking my walk. I said, I'm serving God because I want to serve God. I need God. I said, if I don't have God, I'm a knucklehead.
But thank God you didn't have to.
I didn't have to do none of that stuff. I mean, situations would happen where, I would do some jiu-jitsu on somebody here and there. It was
because you had to protect yourself.
Sometimes. Scenarios, not because, he's like trying to kick his ass, stab him. No, it was just people being dumb. They're just talking or trying to disrespect them. And in prison, you can't let people disrespect you. If you do, then you're going to think you're lost.
It doesn't matter what.
No matter what, yeah. You're a Christian, you still got to back yourself up. It doesn't mean, I'm a Christian, beat me up with my Bible. It's not going to happen.
Duh, I love that you said that.
Yeah, people think, you got to turn the other cheek. They misinterpret that scripture too. That's been someone insults you, offends you. Somebody tells you, hey, whatever, that's an insult.
Okay, whatever you say.
But if they try to hit you, if they punch you, they're going to knock you out. How can you turn the other cheek? They're going to hurt you. Nobody's going to slap you like this. They're going to knock you out.
Yeah. So somebody tried doing that to you.
They, challenged me.
Tell me about this incident where you had to do jiu-jitsu and somebody.
This guy kept mouthing off and talking crazy, and he's going to beat me up. He was telling his buddy from his case, his co-defendant, I'm going to mess up your pastorcito, because they call me pastorcito. I was reading the Bible to a big Bible group, and they were like, I'm going to mess up your pastorcito. And I'm like, man, tell that guy to be quiet. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up, basically. But he's asking for it. So I end up one day, you know what, lo voy a cachetear.
Ya me tienes a la madre este güey.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Heavenly Father,
please forgive me for this.
Lay hands on this guy.
I tried,
I'm going to lay hands on him. So, and expel the demons. So anyways, so I go, all right, you want to find out then? Let's go. Come on. So unfortunately, we went to a place where in the tier where you're like under, the seal can't see you because it's downstairs. So like, I'm talking about like 100 dudes were watching. So I told myself, I'm going to do a judo throw on him. I'm going to choke him on and just leave him there. So.
Damn, you were really into it right now when you said that.
Yeah, so I did. We went in, he tried to grab me, so I grabbed him in the judo throw. I threw him on the ground, slammed him. I got on top of his chest, I put my arm around his neck, and I neck cranked him to crank his neck, and then I put him on my chest to suffocate him. And I locked my legs around him.
So you could go to sleep.
Yeah, I started putting him to sleep, but I was doing it in a terrible, painful way. He started like trying to cry and scream, but I wouldn't let go. I locked it like a pit bull. I locked on like this. I lost it.
Yeah, you.
And then 3 guys pulled me off him, and we got up. He's all crying.
No que no, cabrón,
and I said, te dije que no estés jodiendo. I told him straight up. I said, I'm trying to be good. ¿Me quieres?
Yes.
I said, trying to make me sin. No. Yeah, and that was it. I he learned a lesson the hard way. He did.
And then everybody else, and that when people see kind of
they let me alone.
It's because honestly, la gente, okay.
Underestimate.
No, sí, but I feel that because he wants to walk a different way.
Yeah.
And because of this, obviously the devil's always gonna
beep beep. Yeah, throw darts at you.
And not even just that, like, oh, this fool's not about that. Okay, fool, play with me if you want.
Yeah,
Diosito gave me these hands for a reason.
They ain't got no name, they say. So
How many times did you get in a
a
fight?
few times.
A few times.
Yeah, maybe like 6 times or so. But it was
And the whole
necessary.
18 years that you
I
had
got
to.
threatened by blade by some dumb guys, but then they backed out. They got scared and they ended up like basically punking out because they'll come in with a blade. They're gonna do something. I go, let me see, let's try something. And I lose it. I start telling them, break your arms off. I'm gonna chop your. I mess
Lose
up.
it. Well, yeah. I mean,
I'll
like,
become
no, but
vicious.
you don't mess up. You're just because
I become me.
It's just normal.
The minute
You're
I feel
human.
Healing and growing. That guy came out. I'm like, dude.
Well, I mean, it's
what's wrong with
normal. I'm sure, like, let's just say now, if you would have to, like, it will come out
you?
eventually.
That's gonna come out.
Because we're human.
Yeah, we're human.
We are not
Exactly.
perfect, and we weren't meant to be perfect. Well,
No,
we kind
and
of were, but we
our
ruined
walk,
it, you know?
Yeah, and our walk with God, people don't know, is a hard walk because
It's the hardest walk.
you're like trying to trust God to empower you to overcome certain things. But the flesh, we always want to do what's natural, like the sinfulness.
Yeah.
You struggle. So it's an ongoing thing. You have to pray every day. You got to make a choice every day. Say, I want to serve you today. Help me today with this. And yeah, do I slip up and say dumb stuff? Yeah.
You're human. Diosito knows, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Diosito knows what it is.
And he knows our
Mientras
heart.
que no estés like,
Backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about doing the right thing. All about,
It's
it's not
every day.
about, we're going to pray all day long. No,
No.
he's like, bro, calm the F down. Like,
Yeah,
like,
calm down. Don't be a perfectionist, righteous, self-righteous kid.
and those are the judgers.
Yeah, the Pharisee style.
Those are the judgers.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm not going to see you in heaven because you are judging me.
Yeah.
First of all. And that's how I feel, you know?
No, it's true because it's hard because you're already going through your stuff, and between you and God, you know what you're going through, and people out there that are thinking that they don't have nothing going on themselves, they're gonna be like throwing darts at you, and they're like, dude, just focus on you. I always tell people, I just focus on me. Whatever you're doing,
What's your pedo, güey?
I got too many things going on with me.
Yeah.
And I already been through so much, so I did my time. So while I was in there, I did certain situations happening, but sometimes it becomes
You're
fun.
smiling. A ver, dilos. Tell
Sometimes
us.
it became fun because some of the guys that would test me were some of the sureños that were big old dudes and hey, güero, what's up if I'm in a mop room with a big terron, what you gonna do? I go, I don't know, show me. So they'll grab me and lift me up because they're big old, like 6'2".
Oh, they're just playing with you.
Yeah, but they're trying to test me out and they'll grab me, try to bite me, so I'll do some jiu-jitsu on them, boom, arm bar on them. I'm gonna break your arms off and stuff like that.
¿Que no, cabrón?
But it was testing and then it
Testing
became
in
like,
a friendly but I'm serious
but
way.
I still hurt you, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just part of the process, but it was good to let him look. I do need God, guys. I'm real about
mess.
my walk with God. But if I have to do something, I know I have to handle business. And I became real cool with the guys. They'll come and they'll take me serious about my prayer life. They'll pray with me sometimes. Guys that were still active, but because I was planting seeds. And I still have, they're still my friends. As a matter of fact, they're out doing good. And they're still my buddies. A lot of these guys. And some of them are in Tijuana, maybe, but they're all buddies of mine now.
Yeah.
So, I got to
meet your best friends
I got to
sometimes
make
in
some
there.
good buddies. Yeah. I planted seeds and I got moved for the shoe. I went to Arizona and I was there established again, connect myself with the right people. Started doing Bible studies, working on myself.
More fights.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I got triggered. The people talking behind my back that that always. I said, that's not true. The paisa shot caller would tell me, hey, güero, I go, we cleared it up, but we had a meeting because somebody said this about you. Well, why don't you call me for the meeting? Why are you guys talking behind my back?
Because you can't be part of it.
I said, yeah. But I told him, I said, no, it's about me. I said, I don't like people talking about me in my business because I don't need that kind of garbage. I'm not into all that stuff. Comadres. I said, tell me.
Yeah.
So I get all mad. I go, where's that guy? I'm going to go talk to that guy. But of course.
El pastorcito, how do you
El
say?
pastorcito.
Todo
El
enojado.
pastorcito se le prende el foco.
Oh, that is hilarious.
So
Love it.
I'm there. I get moved to Herlong. I'm there 2 years. I go to Mendota 2 years. I get in Mendota.
Where's Mendota?
Mendota's like by Fresno.
Okay.
It's like in like when tienen muchos fields of like the verduras and all that. It's like a deserty city. So I'm there for 2 years. It's a brand new prison, and I'm in the camp. So I'm doing good. I'm chilling. I think I'm gonna get out of this prison and go home. I had like less than 2 years to go. I'm all happy. I already been down like 12 years, 13 years, I think, 13 years. So the case manager calls me to the office. Hey, tell me about this guy, so-and-so in the yard. I go, what guy? One of my buddies in Bible study. Somebody had lied about him and snitched on him. I go, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, you need to tell me this or I'm going to send you the shoe. I go, I'm sorry, I'm not a snitch. Send me the shoe. They put me in the shoe for 5 months in the medium, and for 5 months, and because I wouldn't say nothing, they sent me to Texas for 2 years. I'm in Texas in the behind the fence again because I was in a camp. But to punish me because I wasn't telling somebody, They sent me to the yard in Texas, and whatever. I get in Con Air. They put me in the Con Air.
Was that your first time in Con Air?
Yeah, first time in Con Air.
Tell me about your Con Air experience.
That one was a trip because you're shackled up. You're shackled up on your waist, your ankle shackles too. The plane, when you get on the plane, as you're walking, you see that gray tape on the wing. They have the gray tape on the wing. The wings are like messed up. The marshals are like, oh well, this is our plane, you know.
And they're down to go on the plane
They're
too.
down too. The marshals are on the plane with you. All the marshals are on the plane with their weapons. They shackle you up. I'm like, for me, I'm like, I'm in God's hands. He got my back, so whatever. We're gonna make it home.
Is what it is.
We're gonna make it safe. Yeah. So we get to Oklahoma, and during that time there was a tornado.
What year was this?
It was in 2014. No, 13. Because I already been down 13 years, around 13. So yes, I still had like 3 or 4 years to go, I think. So it's on Oklahoma, and the thing where the plane's supposed to like connect, the tornado hit it. But the plane ended up making it. Our plane made it fine, but whatever plane before or after had already hit that thing. So that was crazy. Not the plane, but the thing that the plane's supposed to.
Yeah, the connect. Yeah,
it was all beat up by the tornado. So they drop us off. They put us in a bus, and then they take us to Texas, to the prison. From Oklahoma, we go 5-hour bus ride.
I think everybody goes to Oklahoma, the transit area,
For the most.
and everybody just drives 2 weeks. Drives to their destination. Yeah.
So I was there 2 weeks in the holdover before Texas, and then once you get on the bus for Texas, I was there 2 years. I'm thinking I have like maybe less than 2 years to go.
And how was the difference? Obviously, prisons are prisons, but like to be in California and all these years, and you just go to Texas, like, was it different for you? Like even with dealing with the
because you deal with a lot of new people from different parts of the world in other prisons too. Like in more California people, you're gonna meet a lot of Cali people because you're gonna meet people from Arizona, Cali, closer to home. You're gonna meet the people, and you have a lot.
Were you a 112 or were you what is the
213 area code?
No, your Fed number.
Oh, no.
298, isn't that the San Diego one?
San Diego 198.
Okay,
198, yeah. 198, yeah. Because I was San Diego. So I'm in Texas, and there's 1,900 inmates in that yard. It's big.
And you're a cop. And
I'm a cop. But there's a lot of cops in the yard. Well, I have to establish myself right away. When I go to the shot car, the paisa, I already know how to talk to them. I say, hey, the shot car from Jalisco. Hey, I'm from Jalisco. This is my name. Because I already know they're going to hit me up.
Yeah.
Because when I show up to the yard, the whites peck a wood. Right? I think I'm a wood. And I'm like, no. Me no. Me no. Me say paisa. Yeah. Paisa. So they're like, what the? They don't believe it. And they're even like asking the paisa, is that guy really a paisa? Behind my back, they're asking, because the paisa said, hey, this his whites are asking about you. They don't believe you're a paisa. I go, I'm pendejos. I'm telling them mind their own business.
But I'm sure now with the years, bro, there's so many. Yeah.
So when I talk to the paisa, they tell me why I'm there, who I am. They leave me alone. They respect me. Plus, I knew people from the cartels, 20 people. So we're cool. Everybody was like,
because you worked.
I worked, yeah. I worked.
From the streets?
Yeah, from the streets.
Hi, Ruben.
So it was like sometimes I guess, thank God, he got my back, but knowing people helps too,
Yeah, for sure.
Because everybody had my back. And sometimes things would happen and people had my back, and I would say like, no, I don't want to owe you guys nothing.
Okay.
Leave it alone. People were willing to do stuff for me to other people, and I'm like, no.
It's okay.
I don't need help. God is testing me, not you guys. I'm the one that's serving God. I'm the one walking with God. I could take care of myself, but I know God wants me to handle it different. So thank you, but no thank you. Things like that would happen. And I mean, I'm in Texas for 2 years, and things are just mind my own business, do my thing. Of course, you have the different politics in there too. But the paisas they outnumber all the other races in there.
Because you're in Texas.
Yeah. So you have the Sinaloa, the Michoacan, the Jalisco car, but then you have the main guy running all of the guys. So you have they have their own reps too. So Jalisco has his rep, but then
that's pretty cool. Look at that. I'm terrible, huh? I'm so bad.
It's life.
Yeah.
And then, I was in there, so I had to do my time. I had to know how to handle myself and be at peace, because I'm telling myself, I'm trying not to do something, get in trouble. I want to do good. I want to be used by God. So I'm working for the chaplain in Texas, which is cool, because when I'm working for the chaplain, I'm able to counsel other inmates. So he brings me some crazy people that I get to counsel.
He's like, I'm getting all these crazy people.
Yeah.
Estamos tan sanos.
I'm the most craziest one, but I'm able to relate. So I'm like, bring them. So the chaplain brings me guys, and I'm working for him. So I'm learning more about being a counselor because that was my thing. Now that I learned all this stuff, because I was connected with ministries from the street that were actually helping me get into my stuff to be a counselor for mental health, for addictions, everything that I know that I needed, that I know I could help other people with, because it's a big problem out there, but not enough good people that are trained up in it, honestly. And you really do need the power of God, the power of prayer to heal, because the medication, the stuff they do for you is not
Bro,
gonna,
you're just numbing.
You're just numbing. And when I started healing. When I started looking into the trauma healing, and I started praying for the different healings, I started experiencing supernatural healing for me. Mental, emotional, yeah, it was layered by layer, and I still have other stuff that God is still working on. But the fact that I experienced healing for me was powerful, because it gave me a lot of hope that I don't have to stay stuck in my mental head or my issues. I don't have to stay this way. And yeah, he took a lot of stuff out. And, after like doing my 16 years, wait a minute. I went to Texas, and then I went to Colorado, and that's where and Colorado was the last spot. That was a camp.
Oh, you went to the Colorado camp?
Yeah, the Florence, Colorado, where the ADX is at. All those yards.
Where the Chapo's at.
Where Chapo's at, yeah. So I was in the camp there, and I finished my time there. And one day they called me, pack out. You're leaving. Put me in the Greyhound bus.
How was it for you?
It was crazy. It was a trip, because I couldn't get a phone, because there was nowhere to buy a phone yet. Every time on the bus at night, you pull over, everything was closed. So anytime I was sitting next to somebody, I was like, hey, my name's Ruben, blah, blah, blah. I just got out of prison. I did all these years.
And you wearing gray?
Phone.
Were you wearing gray?
No,
regular
my
clothes?
regular clothes, because they send you clothes from the street. So I'm wearing regular clothes in my bag. And I got money in my pocket, but I can't buy a phone. So I'm like, can I pay you to borrow your phone? I want to call my family. And people would be like, sure.
People were super nice, huh?
They were super cool with me. Yeah, I had a guy that sat next to me I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to show you how to use it. Practice on it, handle it, and I was on it. I was working. I texted my kid. I was like, I was like a little kid.
So let me ask you. So your family was there for you throughout your whole incarceration?
My mom, my brothers and sisters, my kids. Everybody else wasn't.
Well, I mean, that's
life. That's normal. That's gonna happen.
Mientras your immediate family was there.
Yeah, my mom was solid.
Did you have visits as well?
I had visits with my mom. My mom would bring my kids. Sometimes my brothers and sisters would come down.
That was nice.
When they move me around, I tell them, don't come. If I'm too far, don't come see me. That's too much. I don't want you to waste that time and money. I could just leave me alone. Don't worry about it. I'll be home soon.
Hey, did they take all your money?
I lost all my money because I got robbed by my ex, the girl, the cop. She robbed me pretty bad.
Oh, dang.
She robbed me a lot. But she's a criminal. What do you call that?
But we can't be snitching on her either, right?
No, I didn't snitch on her. That's what she made it. Yeah, I didn't snitch on her. No, but in reality, yeah, she jacked me. But then I also lost everything else, because when I got caught, I was isolated, so I couldn't make phone calls or give notes to nobody to help me and save my stuff. So everybody that had my money, my stuff, they took it to Mexico, they left, and they disappeared. So whatever money, because I was making big money, making meals. So I lost it all. So I expected to come home with something, but I came home with empty-handed financially, but I came full of...
Which was the most important.
I came out with peace, joy, happiness, because it's something different, and you can't buy that. There's no money couldn't give you that. I had all the money, I had everything that you could think of, like power-wise.
Okay.
I was miserable, bitter, violent, crazy. I willing to just lose it all in one split second because of just my pride.
Yeah.
So reality is, what the hell? You worked so hard for
Of course, I agree. So what year did you get out?
2017.
Okay, so you've been out for a little bit.
Been out 7 years and been doing super good, blessed.
What do you do?
Well, now what I do is I'm building my own mental health program. I went to school for addiction studies and trauma healing. So I specialize in that area of counseling people with trauma, addictions. But I also do my martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu. I teach all that for mental health too. So I do the fitness, martial arts, and then I have people that want me to do counseling for them. Not 100% full force on it yet. I'm doing it little by little.
It takes time?
Because everything takes time. Like it does take time, but I'm still like focusing on me. There's areas I still want to focus on because I want to be all out 100% the way I should be. And I'm working on my life, my family too.
Good.
My wife, my upcoming child.
Yes,
course.
You just said that you are having a baby.
11 weeks.
Congratulations to you both.
Thanks. Yeah. So, everything's one step at a time.
Of course.
Key is I know that God's going to open that door for me to build a big platform to preach and share just how God can heal people, no matter what background you're from, no matter what you've done. But I also believe that mental health is big for the departments, first responders, people getting out of prison. Mental health is big because a lot of people reoffend and they keep going back. And I don't believe people want to go back.
I think the reoffenders are normally like drug addicts, though.
A lot of times, yeah.
It's just like you don't like. That's what I genuinely believe.
I
Like,
got family like that, primos que son from neighborhoods, and they keep reoffending.
yeah, like it's not even,
dope.
bro. It's not. You're not down for the gang, bro. You're down for the drug.
Yeah, you're on. I'm one of my cousins. He's the one that lost 3 brothers to the gang violence.
And then that's his excuse.
And then I told him, dude, you have to heal from this, because he wanted me to mentor him when he got out. He's a 3-striker. I go, I'll mentor you, but you gotta listen to me, because this is what's gonna happen. He goes, no, I'm down, primo. I want help. I want to stay out of trouble. He got a good job with the union, but then he get back into the carga and started messing up. He ruined it. He got into a big old DUI, and then he went back to prison. He got out after 18 months again and started cleaning up, went back to the union, doing good, and he's back messing up again.
And you know what? They're always so blessed. Like,
oh, big time blessed.
you go back and you come home, and that's what I'm saying. They're always, it's just an addiction. Because a person that really does a lot of time and actually works on themselves, regardless the lifestyle they have in there, regardless of that, you get the opportunity to come home and they do great.
Because they don't want to go back, because who wants to be
because they really lived a life. They really were about that in there as well.
Yeah.
And it's just the addiction, bro. Like, I think it's the addiction is what it
the
is.
addiction is key. It's true. A lot of people, the problem is they don't want to face the whatever the problem is.
Well, yeah, it's themselves and all the chaos.
I've met people that are hardcore gangsters that are either like trying to go to church and do, because I used to work at some of the homes. I'll go do counseling at some of the church homes that they have, the rehab homes. And a lot of them have a lot of unresolved trauma that they haven't addressed. And even a lot of guys have got molested by other guys when they were little kids, and they haven't faced that. They haven't, and that's something that the shame is tormenting them. And a lot of people I talk to have been through a lot of stuff like that.
I think it's like the YA.
YA stuff. Yeah, and it's terrible because they're so ashamed and they haven't faced it. And they might tell you, but I'm like, okay, but you still have to do something about it.
Yeah,
and if you don't, that thing's gonna keep bringing you down. It still runs you, controls your life. You're still in prison.
Yeah, no matter,
So
even if you're out here free.
You're still in prison.
Wow.
So yeah, my goal is
down,
to
Ruben.
push it. Yeah, I gotta do
Love
it.
that. I love that.
So I'm down to help. You know, I'm not like one of those guys like I'm done. I did my time. F everybody. No, I did it for. God.
Yes. F
Yes.
everybody, but
Not that way, right?
yes.
But in a good way, because reality is I'll help who wants help. Not to, el que no quiere ayuda, I'm not going to waste my time, because I've already been through that. with people,
We barely have time for ourselves.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's reality. So yeah, that's and right now I just stay busy with the ministry part. I get to speak in other events. Like I get called to speak at like cop functions too, and tell the cops stop being dirty. No,
I
tell them,
down. I
tell
love
them,
that.
get help, man. I tell them straight up, get help. You know, don't make no excuses.
Yeah.
But that,
obviously,
and what else do we do?
this is my job, is what
Yeah.
keeps them stuck.
Yeah, but a lot of people, because they're not reaching out for help and they're not asking for help. It's like same thing with a guy that wants to leave the neighborhood. He doesn't know if you could walk away and go get help and stay away from all that stuff, and you could.
Yeah, if you did your stuff, you ever have
Time to go.
You're old or older. You did your time. Come home and
Yeah.
hey, nobody's gonna say anything.
Settle down, yeah.
And even if they do, like, well, that's your problem. Like, I already did what I had to do. I
Yep.
survived it. It's time
That's
to focus on myself.
Hang the gloves.
Yeah, it's okay. It is okay.
Because you have a lot of people have a lot of potential, but their talent and potential is like being like suppressed because they're not doing nothing good with it. They're like they're not being themselves. They're lying to themselves. They're living for somebody else.
Yeah, and also like obviously there's some like you said that don't have addictions, but you know their prison careers matters to them. Then hey, that's the life that we want to live. And hey, who are we to judge? And
Right. Eventually they'll hopefully get tired or before it's too late and maybe turn
But
around.
don't roll it up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't roll it up. Don't roll it up.
You know? But I appreciate you coming and share your story.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We gotta be proud of ourselves.
Thank God for that. Yeah,
Thank God, because
big time.
me alone, I'm a mess, you know?
Telling me. Like my wife says, period.
Period.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's
Well,
reality.
before we go, Ruben, is there anything that you would want to share that you haven't shared or you want to leave the people with?
I'm just, it's never too late to get help. And no matter how bad it looks or seems, whatever place you are in your life, there's never, there's too much resources and help. And main thing you could call to God, you could pray. God is going to hear you. He's going to answer you. Believe me, I was there.
Yeah.
And I lost everything because I was a knucklehead, and God is restoring everything little by little. But I'm happy. I'm free. The peace is there. And
But you had to lose everything to be where you're at.
I did. Yeah, I had to be humbled. But also my Instagram, I have that I show like people that want to reach out for any.
Oh, so you do have an Instagram?
I have an Instagram.
Okay, no, so we're gonna tag you.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna follow you back.
Okay.
You're gonna send it to me.
Yeah.
So we could follow you because the people that we follow on Indicted TV is only people that I've interviewed.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, because I do use it for my training, but also I do other stuff for it because it's like
It's you. It's your page.
me. Yes, my
yeah,
page.
for sure. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing,
You're welcome.
Ruben.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram.